Hello and welcome. Today we are doing something very, very special. I am DMing my very own D&D campaign. With me, I've got some friends of mine, and we are just going to dive right into it. All right, then. So if everyone is ready, let's hop over to Roll20. Can you guys all see the inn? Beautiful. All right. Then in that case, everyone go ahead and give me a flat D20 roll. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's start off with the intro then. So, as you already know, I'm just going to reiterate this. So, each of you has received a letter that basically was an invitation for you to come meet here at this inn. The letter itself said, "For those who seek power, meet at the Crossroads Inn to the east of the Sphalic Woods on the seventh day of the seventh moon. It is currently the seventh day of the seventh moon, and you are all on your way to this inn." Um, and the roll you just made is the order in which you each arrive. So first off, we'll have Timothy. Why don't you arrive at this inn? So let me move us over to the interior. Can you guys all see that now? Beautiful. So you are each going to take turns arriving to this inn, and when you do so, just introduce your character for the rest of the players here.
As he's moving and shuffling through the streets and alleys, avoiding eye contact and general interaction, uh, you can those who are aware enough and close enough can hear tiny whispers and bickering amongst himself. Uh, at which point he enters the tavern in his same shambling form, pushing the door a little too hard and a little unnaturally. But
Amazing.
he's got a
Uh,
big smiling face on, and he walks in and begins looking around to see
okay.
who might be offering such power.
Yes. So upon arriving at the inn, upon opening the door, it is a bustling inn. There are a lot of people here, just minding their own business. You open the door, and all the tables are just full of people, except for one. There is one open table in the back of the room, and yeah, this is the only available table. Do you make your way to it?
Yes, seeing how crowded it is, he makes a beeline to face away from as many people as possible. And upon sitting down awkwardly in the chair, under his breath, Tim says, "Oh my God, is it really going to be worth it? We're really putting ourselves out there." Thea at the very bottom, who is now under the chair, sort of laughs and says, uh, "Nah, trust me. I think we can get away with this. Our spell is holding right now."
Amazing. All right. Beautiful. Next up, we have Apollo. Or, yes, Apollo, you are next. I can count.
Uh, Apollo strides into the tavern with purpose, and he goes straight up to the bar and orders a drink and looks around at his fellow tavern clientele, I guess. Uh, what does he see?
He
Is it bustling
sees
or is it kind of
it's
empty?
it's the same tavern. It's the same time. Yeah, no, it is a bustling tavern. There are people everywhere. And in the back of the room, you see this hunched up figure at this table by themselves. And on the table in front of them, you see a letter that looks exactly like the one that brought you here. Do you go join them at the table?
No, I'm gonna watch at the bar for a little bit.
Okay, sounds good. Beautiful. Up next, we have Alessandra.
All right. Alessandra is going to arrive in a carriage and get out with her three retainers. The retainers are going to start unloading like the luggage and stuff, and then as they're doing that, she's going to walk into the bar and just throw the door open, um, kind of announce that she's there, in that sort of fashion, and just scope around the place, check out what's going on.
Very
Um,
nice.
Apollo is eyeing that entrance, and as he catches Alessandra's eye, he raises his mug.
And she's gonna give him a really cocked smile, and you'll be able to see that she's got like some teeth that are missing or like kind of smashed on the side that she's smiling with. And she'll
Oh my
see
goodness.
the letter that Timothy's got on the table back there, and kind of cock her eye at that and start making her way over.
Very
Timothy, by the
nice.
way, is Tim at the very top. Is in reality he's reading the letter again to Mo and Thee who are below him. So he's actually like reading it over again and saying like kind of whispering into his collar.
Very nice.
Like reading it out to the other guys.
Yes, yes.
That's funny. What's his voice like? Is it kind of
Um,
squeaky like you would expect from a kobold?
so Tim sounds like this. Tim sounds like. Hold on, let me try and think of what he's saying. Can you post the text of that letter, by the way, Nikolai, just so I can have something to
Yes, of course. The
find?
text of the letter. Let me get that here. There you go.
So Tim sounds like, for those who seek power, meet at the Crossroads Inn in the end of the East Village of Svalak Woods. Fee down below sounds like, for those who seek power, meet at the Crossroads Inn at the east of the Svalak Woods. And then Mo in the middle sounds like, for those who seek power, meet at the Crossroads Inn at the East Svalak Woods.
Love it so much.
So we'll see if I can maintain that, but like there's a little bit of chittering after like that first voice like says some things, and then like you hear like okay.
They're like repeating it. Yeah.
No,
Nice.
they're sort of like okay, but then what? And, like like he said, he doesn't
Okay.
anything like because they're sort of like bickering, like kind of you can kind of see a little bit of rage build up in like his head.
Right.
I see.
Can I hear this bickering as I come up, or I guess can I tell that you're 3 kobolds? Is it pretty obvious?
So actually, this is a question about so with that grand entrance, Nikolai,
Yeah.
does Timothy sort of like realize that he's being approached from behind?
Yes, I suppose he would.
You hear a little and then everything's silent as you approach, and as you as Alessandra comes around, what you see is sort of a very strangely faced man in a trench coat and a hat. He's got a very strange smile. He's like it's very like there's a lot of folds in his face, but he's like smiling really big, and you hear hello.
And here I thought the years had done me poorly. She'll pull she'll pull out her letter and throw it down, and it's like, I have one too. So you're here for power as well? She'll just won't even ask. She'll just take one of the seats at the table and just
uh,
pull it out and sit down, just like flop herself down.
at this
Um,
moment, his sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I should also mention. I'm not sure if I did mention this or not, but Alessandra has a cane with her, and as she's walking, you
Oh,
can see there's like traces of a limp still. So she flops down and she puts that cane on the table right by her.
So Timothy's human-looking face goes from a sort of comical comedies mask to more of the tragedy mask in terms of how big the frown is and how the folds are like in his face. And he says, now, there's no need to be so rude. After all, I'm married."
Apologies. She must be a saint.
Ah, yes, my wife. He sort of looks down at the cane, and the comedy smile comes back, and he says, "Though I'm glad I spent these years getting this way instead of your years getting your way."
Well, wasn't always like this, but you know how young kids are, always impetuous and rushing into things headlong.
Ah, yes, I too remember being a young man boy. And then you hear,
She's
like a, I'm boy.
Allie's gonna cock her eye at that and just act like she's ignoring it. Just continue on. So, where are you from to get this letter here?
Could we possibly cut here to get some more characters in this?
Yes, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
As you guys are having this conversation, the door opens again, and Jasper opens the door.
The door opens a little bit cautiously. Basically, the first bit of movement that you can see is just the very large beak of a plague mask just going left and right. She looks around. Probably, do I just catch their table and the letter, and am I able to quickly scout them out?
Yeah, you can absolutely tell Timothy's letters on the table. Alessandra and Timothy are both like clearly in the middle of a discussion. You can also see another person at the bar who has kind of been or is currently eyeballing this table with some interest as well.
Okay, does Apollo have his letter out or
No.
no?
No.
He does not.
So basically Joshua's gonna look left and right, open the door. She's just going to start very unashamedly like walking up to people's tables, kind of looking around to see what they have. Like legit just walking up, looking around in a way that some of them kind of stop to be like, do you need something? Are you approaching me for something? And she just kind of moves on. And she goes, ah, well, there we go. And she walks up. As she walks up, there's a very strong stench of like peppermint, cloves, this like leathery balsamic smell. It is very strong. As she kind of pulls this up, puts her goggles back on, she's like, well, I guess, are you the people I got to talk to today?
Directly to the table.
Yes, to Timothy and Alessandra. Just kind of taking a seat, arm like legs wide open, just really getting comfy.
So can I describe something really quick?
Go for
Absolutely.
it.
So everything that is going to come out of Timothy's mouth after the question, so where are you from, is going to be a lie. So I would like to roll a deception because
Go
he's still
for it.
trying to maintain cover that he's a regular person.
Go for it.
And Alessandra, if you could, or I
Roll
guess
inside, right?
Insight would be the opposite of that. Yeah.
Good luck.
God damn it.
Holy fuck. Okay.
Ah!
All right, Nikolai, go ahead and describe what he knows about me now.
Okay. Let's see.
God damn it, the first person.
What the fuck? Okay. Okay. So, as you approach the table, you start to notice something is a bit off about Timothy. At first, you're not quite sure what's going on. Alessandra, you might have caught a little bit of whispering in the beginning, but you slowly start to realize that there's a movement coming from underneath Timothy's. What are you wearing? Are you wearing like a cloak or like
I'll give you one guess. You have
is
one
it a trench
guess.
coat? I'm
It is a
guessing it's a
trench
trench
coat.
coat. Okay, so you see some movement coming from this trench coat, and you start to realize that that Timothy isn't exactly what Timothy appears to be. Timothy is actually three kobolds in a trench coat, and you just notice that there's some movement coming from the trench coat.
Yeah, this whole time Alessandra's smile just keeps getting wider and wider. She figures out what's going on, and she's
Sorry,
just
go ahead.
loving it.
What does Jasper figure out?
Jasper approaches the table, and Jasper, or let's see, did Jasper roll an insight check or no?
No, not yet. I just took a seat and I'm like, well, so you're the people I'm meeting, huh?
Let's see. I guess if you've just got here, you probably haven't realized yet. If you haven't looked too closely, the disguise is actually pretty good. So yeah, I would say you haven't figured it out yet.
Cool.
Yeah. And Allie is going to respond to Jasper and just say, I know my table mate and I may not look the healthiest specimens, but I assure you there's no plague here.
Yeah, it's no worries. For you, buddy. And she points at Timothy. She's like, I got a good balm for that. Trust me. Lots of great things for the skin. But are you guys the one I'm bargaining with? What's up with the letter here?
Well, we are here because we received these letters as well, so I doubt you're bargaining with us. Although, word of advice, you'll want to triple whatever dose you give this man. She'll-
I like her. Alrighty. So are we just? Guess we're just
As
waiting.
you say this, the door bursts open to the tavern, and two men walk in. And let me know if you guys can see this. Can you see this image?
Yes.
Okay, the first man in a giant red cape and some flashy ass armor walks through the door, quickly followed by another man who looks very similar to him but looks a little more rough for wear. These two, in their hands, you actually see that they also are carrying letters that look exactly like the ones you've received. And they notice you at your table and they come to join you. And they introduce themselves. The first man introduces himself as Sir William, and he says, "This here is my brother, Sir Henry, and we have been summoned to this tavern. It looks just the same as you have." Yeah, and they introduce themselves and come sit down at your table.
Timothy will stand up and introduce himself. Hi, Timothy.
"Nice to meet you, sir," says William.
Alessandra will introduce herself as Duchess Katerina Holt.
Duchess, fancy.
You'll forgive me for not standing up. It's been a long ride. She'll tap her cane on the.
Don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Is this all of us? William says.
As they sit down, Jasper just kind of looks over at all of the nice like metal work and like the details they have, and she just kind of starts like scratching at it. She's like, "Wow, is that real?" And just kind of tries to discern the material without much
William
asking.
kind of like flicks your, like if you're brushing something off your shoulder, he kind of like brushes your fingers away, like don't smudge the armor.
Did we notice Apollo kind of scoping us out?
I'm
while we were all
scoping
sitting
the
there?
whole bar out.
What's
So,
Apollo thinking? What's Apollo doing?
I'm gonna set down my drink and head over to the table now. I don't notice any extra unsavory characters in this tavern, do I?
No, it's just people minding their own business for the most
Okay.
part. Yeah, so you're gonna come join the group.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the group?
I say, hello, travelers. I am Apollo. I see that we are here for the same reason, and I pull out my letter.
Well, it's a party, ain't it? And Jasper's like very uncomfortably like next to all of this armor and just trying to still fit in the table, like
Timothy's
pushing
going to
her
say,
hat.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Timothy says, yes, just people hanging out at a party as one would, trying to blend in.
Yes.
Oh, there's not near enough liquor for a party yet. Barkeep, 1 round.
The barkeep hears you call over, and the barkeep yells into the back of or I guess he's the barkeep, so he would be the one getting the drinks. He pours out a bunch of drinks and puts them on a tray and walks them over to your table. Yeah, and he places the drinks one in front of each of you.
Actually, could I get this in 3 small cups?
The barkeep looks very confused and says, "Yeah, sure, I can do that." And he goes and gets just like these like. Do you know the mixing glasses that they? I guess they wouldn't. He gets like very small glasses, and he pours the beers into each of those and puts them in front of you. A little confused as to why you would ask this, but yeah, he does it.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Sorry, it's a condition.
The
Alessandra's
barkeep
just watching intently to see how he manages to cover this up.
the barkeep looks over at the plague doctor, assumes that you must be sick for some reason, and kind of like shuffles along quickly and leaves your group alone. He's a little worried. Okay, fantastic. You guys want to interact a
Jasper's
little
just
bit
gonna
more?
like pull the cup towards her, like give it like a good old little sniff to discern what it is, and then she just like stops for a moment, thinks, pulls a few things out of her pocket, and just kind of throws it in and mixes it in before just chugging it down.
Timothy, how do you
Yo.
react to that?
Timothy right now is trying to make sure that he doesn't get caught trying to get drinks to all Timbo and Thee. So
Roll a deception check for me.
he's not drinking it just
Oh,
yet.
he's not drinking yet? Okay.
No. He's trying to figure out how he's going to do it.
Okay, he's figuring it out. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay. Let's see. 3 hours are going to pass where nothing particularly interesting seems to happen. You guys kind of get to know each other a bit. You spend some time talking, just kind of enjoying yourselves, figuring out like, oh, wondering, I guess, why each other are there. Kind of trying to wonder what you're going to be getting out of this. And after 3 hours pass, another man enters the bar, looking like this. This man opens the door. He's got his wine glass in hand, of course, as well. And as he enters the tavern, the entire tavern goes quiet, and everyone looks at him. And this man just doesn't care. He ignores them all, and he walks straight to your table. And give me 1 second. He approaches your table, and he says, "Greetings, travelers. My name is Aragal. You have all been brought here for a specific reason." And then he pulls out another. He pulls out like a scroll, and he kind of like unfurls it in front of his face, very fancy like. And he reads it out to you all. He says, "You have been cordially invited to dine at Castle Ravenloft with the Lord Strahd von Zarovic. Lord Strahd has a most appetizing offer that you will want to hear. In exchange for your help, he will grant you a most excellent power. Please make due haste, as the Lord does not like to be kept waiting." And then he rolls it back up. Additionally, he also gives you like a piece of paper with directions that just says, in order to get to Strahd's domain, head west along the path through the Sphalic Woods until you reach the land of Barovia. With that, he then turns around and goes to the bar. He says, "Drinks all around on me." He places a giant sack of gold on the counter, and he goes out the front door.
During this time, can Tim attempt to sneak a drink while the center of attention is on him to Mo in the middle?
Deception check.
Oh, come on, with advantage? He's right.
Or-
Okay, you can roll with advantage. Go with advantage.
I
Everyone's
appreciate
distracted.
I won't ask again.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay,
18.
you got an
Okay.
18. While everyone is listening to this very bizarre, very brief, strange man talking to you, Timothy's in the back, and he little hands actually come out from the trench coat to grab the glasses, and the glasses just get pulled back into the trench coat, and nobody seems to notice.
Yes.
Beautiful. So now there's only one glass on the table. You guys may or may not notice that. Up to you. Cool. So yeah, you've just heard Aragal introduce himself, read this letter to you, and then fuck right off.
I guess like during all of this wait time, Jasper was a lot less interested in the social aspect of it and was a lot more interested in these two like tavern cats and really just trying to bring them in. And once he entered, they scurried away, and so she's like, "Aw, my cats."
Amazing.
But hey, free food, am I right, guys?
Yes, and I'll post the letter that I just read to you guys in the chat as well if you want to reread it.
And free drinks. Tim pipes up, and then you hear two. Yeah.
Can I? Would it be a perception check or an insight check where Jasper's trying to like figure out the noise?
Okay, if you're looking for like a noise that you heard, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you know what? I want Timothy to roll a stealth check to counter that.
Here you go. Damn.
Okay. So here's what happened. So you were trying to Jasper was trying to listen to like a sound that they heard coming from like the trench coat.
Yeah, because apparently like the two others were like, "Yeah," and so Jasper's just like,
Okay. I see. Okay, so then, I guess you heard. You're pretty sure you know what you heard. You heard like some voice that sounded excited. You also hear like the slurping of these drinks that have been like snuck into the coat. So you hear this loud slurping. You hear like chittering between the different kobolds inside the trench coat. And you're just very confused as to what you're hearing. But you know you definitely are hearing other voices coming from inside the trench coat.
I think with just like the medical background, Jasper's like just thinking internally like, "Oh, that is a weird parasite and outside of my paycheck right now," and she just kind of brushes it off.
Amazing. While this is all, or as soon as, I guess while this is happening, Sir William is going to look to the group and say, That was a very bizarre man that just came in and read that to us. What are your guys' thoughts on on what we just heard? And again, I've posted what was just read to you in the chat as well. How does everybody
Oh,
respond to that?
I think getting letters out of the blue with black sealed in black wax promising untold power just for a dinner party are totally normal. You know, honestly, I'm surprised it's
I
been so strange since then.
also think this whole situation is a little strange. So this is not out of the ordinary compared to, and I just sort of gesture to the group.
That's fair.
Jasper's just like, I've seen weirder. You know, once I pulled a guy's leg right out of a mimic. You would not believe the state it was in. I'm telling you, all of the muscles just all the way pulled right up. She just starts like describing this gruesome scene that she had to deal with. But yeah,
Remind me to
no,
tell
I've
you
seen
about
weirder.
remind me to tell you about my year of torture at some point.
Oh, very interesting. I don't even see any marks on you. And she just starts like pulling on a cheek and just like kind of looking around. Does Alessandra have like scars or anything?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's got scars on her forehead and like cheek and everything. Like
Okay. Then she's like, oh, that's healed very well. I am surprised. You have a very good immune system, let me tell you.
miracles of modern medicine. Just give a cheeky smile.
Tell me about it. Well, uh, free dinner,
I'll have what
Oh,
she's having.
everyone?
Sir Henry, who has been very quiet up until now, he kind of gruffly says, well, the man did say we need to make due haste. We don't want to keep this lord waiting. Are you guys ready to go? They said the instructions were just to head west from here through the woods.
well,
Uh, I think Apollo's gonna say something like, Lord's been waiting for as long as I've known for as long as I've known lords. They can wait a little longer if they're paying for drinks, and I'm sort of nursing the free beer that I got.
Amazing.
Sir Henry is gonna like gruffly be like, fair enough. I guess I won't turn down free drinks. Nice.
By now, Timothy has put all 3 empty glasses back on the table, and he's like they're all very proud of how well they did.
did we notice you putting them back at all?
If you'd like.
I'm gonna say you didn't.
Basically,
Timothy's
the entire time he was like putting a glass down, reaching towards the middle of his trench coat, getting another one, pulling it out and putting it back down, like during points in the conversation where like anything was happening at all.
If it was during the conversation or during when Aragol was briefly making his speech, then you didn't notice. If it was after, then it was incredibly obvious.
It was after.
Okay, it was after. Then yeah, you absolutely noticed. But most of you have figured out what's happening at this point for the most part. Yeah. Let's see. How would you guys like to proceed? The next
I
part.
think Jasper's like, well, if we're going into the woods, why don't you two go first? And she points to the really big burly knight. She's like, sure, you won't mind going ahead of us?
Of course not, says Sir William. And with that, Sir William and Sir Henry, in synchronization, they both put their hands on the table and push themselves up. They stand up and they say, "Are you guys ready? Let's go!" And they pound back their beers and they start heading towards the door.
Well, they're certainly enthusiastic. Allie will work her way up and then start following behind them.
Eager for power, I suppose, and then I follow.
Aren't we all? Isn't that why we're here?
That is supposedly why you're all here. Jasper, Timothy, do you guys follow? Or yeah.
Yeah, she puts on the mask back on. It's got like goggles on top of it and all these protections. As she walks out the door, she like throws a little bit of salt behind her, just with the very like superstitious thing, and make
Very
sure
nice.
to follow very closely behind.
Very nice.
Timothy will call out, I'll watch our backs. And as everyone sort of goes out the door, he's going to make sure that that gold doesn't go to waste, and he's going to go to the barkeep and try and negotiate. Like, hey, can I like get some food with that and like take it with me?
Amazing. Excellent. Okay, so you all head outside. It is the sun has set. It is now evening or like late evening. It is dark out. The town. It's not even a town. It's like an inn at a crossroads, and it is foggy tonight. It's unusually foggy. You look to the west, and you do see a path that heads towards the woods. And you make your way down in that direction, and that will take us to our next scene.
I touch my gauntlet and cast light as we're going down this dark path.
Very nice. What's the range on that?
20-foot radius.
20-foot rate. Wow. Okay. Very nice. Okay. So as you make your way into the woods, it's the cobblestone path. Actually, eventually turns into it disappears basically, and eventually turns into this like trail, almost like a dirt path. You're making your way through the woods to the west, and the fog. As you proceed, the fog slowly becomes thicker. And the longer you go, the more you notice that the thickness of this fog encroaches upon how far you're able to see, until the point where it eventually actually is so thick that you only are able to see about 5 feet in front of you, with the exception of Apollo, who has this light source around them. The fog is still thick, but it's brighter, I guess. But it's still very thick and hard to see. And you are just heading west along this trail.
All right. I will also pull out my hooded lantern and light that up as we're going as well. Then, as it starts getting darker, I would also like to, I guess, ask William and Henry who they are and where they're from.
Okay. William and Henry kind of look to each other, give a smile towards each other, and look towards you with a very straight face, and they say, "We don't talk about ourselves much," and that's it. That's all they have to say to you in that regard.
Oh, come on! Don't make me give you an order as a duchess.
Henry laughs and he says, "I don't take orders from you." Yeah, they kind of are keeping to themselves a little bit.
I think Jasper will turn to Alessandra and be like, "What about you, chatty lady? You look real fancy coming in today."
Well, I suppose that is because I'm a bit fancy. Duchess Katerina Holt, at your pleasure.
Yeah, I did hear. That's interesting. So, like, what do you even like do as a duchess? I mean, I haven't really figured out what you noble people do at this point.
Oh,
And
plot, plan, wage war, keep the political machinations of rival states at bay.
make
All
money
that
from
fun
killing
stuff.
people.
I like this guy.
I'll have you know, a duchess doesn't kill people
Oh yeah, sure.
directly.
She sends people to kill people.
Oh, aren't you the cynic? And who are you, Mister? I know all about the ins and outs of nobility.
I'm Apollo Andar from the Andar lands. I didn't name my background town, but that name.
Very nice.
All right. And would Allie know those lands, perhaps?
If she has dealings with the Andar arms and weapons,
All right. Well, I don't know. I guess maybe we should have talked about this a bit more beforehand.
probably.
All
You can recognize it if you want to recognize it.
right. Yeah.
It
Well,
is a very successful arms dealership that my father has set up.
yeah, that would be within the wheelhouse of Allie's. What's it? I guess profession.
I guess Apollo gonna ask, have you heard of Aurelius Andar?
I have.
He's my father, or was my father.
Yes, heard about that too. Unfortunate.
Yes, terribly unfortunate.
What? It sounded like he's dead or something.
While these two are talking, I want a perception check from both Timothy and Jasper.
Alrighty. Perception.
Crit.
Holy shit! Okay,
Ooh.
that was a nat 20.
Ooh.
Yep, but
Oh
minus
my
one.
god.
So
Okay, so Jasper doesn't notice anything too unusual. Timothy, however, has this. You get goosebumps across your body, across all of your bodies, and you get this feeling that something isn't quite right about this fog. Yeah, you notice that something isn't quite right here. It's getting very thick to the point that actually the lanterns and the light that are being cast by your party members no longer seems to be as effective as it was even like 20 minutes ago. Something's not right here.
okay, so what? So Mo is actually going to be the one to notice this, and because he's like peeking out of the one of the buttons, and he's trying to communicate like, dude, the fog is something's wrong with the fog. Oh, sorry, something's wrong with the fog, dude. Tell them about the fucking fog, dude. And he's
Is
like
Mo
poking
saying
Tim.
this to Tim?
He's saying this to Tim, and then Tim's like, "What are you
Okay.
talking about? The fog looks all right. I don't know what you're talking about." And then Thee says, "Yeah, he does kind of seem like it's way too thick." As he peeks out of one of the buttonholes, and then finally Tim says, "Hey, guys, wait, something's not right with the fog."
At this point, Jasper is going to cast Thaumaturgy as a cantrip to make Alessandra's light change color to red, and she's going to go, "Whoa!" I'm just messing with you guys. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
William and Henry are gonna chuckle at this. They think it's hilarious.
You hear from Timothy's chest. No, really, something's not right with the fog. I think we're being followed. And then and then Tim tries to move his mouth to make it seem like he's the one saying it.
Very nice. How do Alessandra and Apollo? How do they respond to this information?
I mean, Allie is naturally pretty cautious, so she's gonna kind of, I guess, give the benefit of the doubt and pause for a second, kind of turn the lantern around, kind of check out the fog and everything that's going on.
I'm going to produce flame in my offhand, which doesn't add more light, but it does prepare an attack.
Okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that because Timothy rolled so high, you don't feel any presence of like creatures or anything. In fact, it feels like there's an absence of life in these woods. Yeah. Do you guys keep going, or do you guys want to do any more checks or investigations of any kind?
Jasper's just going to reach into her mask, and she's gonna pull out this little bit of white powder, and she's gonna give it to Timothy. She's like, "Camphor, it'll help with your throat."
So, is that relayed to the group that there
Yeah,
was like a
so-
descent on life?
So Tim right now is realizing kind of what Mo is talking about, and he himself says, "Yeah, there's not a single soul here. This is void of life. Not this is wrong. This is wrong."
I'm gonna
Oh, go ahead.
cast detect good and evil then.
Okay, what does that do? Let's see. 10 minutes. It's a sphere of 30 feet. You know if there is. Okay, so that's just detecting creatures around you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You detect nothing but the people that are standing next to you. There is nothing here.
Okay. I tell everyone there's nothing here. Nothing within 30 feet of us anyway.
I mean, literally nothing. There aren't squirrels on the ground. There aren't birds in the trees. There is nothing here.
30 feet is not a big area, so
That's
I think
fair.
that
That's
doesn't
fair.
relate.
That's fair. All right. There's
Especially
nothing within 30 feet of you. All right.
From walking, a
Sure.
walking group of people in producing light would probably scare some animals away. So
That's a fair point. All right, you win. All right. Does the group want to continue?
Allie is gonna be like, "Well, it's been a long day. Let's get to the castle before my leg falls off."
yeah,
just keeps going.
Henry's gonna say this one's brave. I like this one. And William and Henry are gonna turn and keep walking in the direction you guys have been going.
I extinguish my flame, but not my light.
Okay.
Timothy turns to Jasper and asks, you hear a sort of but more so coming from the base, like near his, like where his pelvis would be. You hear so you know anything about gases and things that could knock people out? As Timothy's like mouthing and like looking around at the at all the thickness of the fog.
He's like, yeah, there's quite a few options. I mean, you might do a little bit better with certain liquids rather than gases. Really, gases are harder to produce. If you're looking for something for your parasite thing, my services are at quite a good price, I reassure you, although I'm not entirely certain if you'll be able to meet them. Yeah,
What's
there's quite a number of things you can use.
What's a parasite?
Oh, well, you know, your little situation there. Sometimes, well, usually they're internal. Usually they're like in your stomach or in your intestines. Sometimes they do get a little external. Never quite had a case like this, but I'm certain we could find something if you would be interested in hiring my services.
Oh, no way. There's no worm in my stomach.
I see. Some parasites are indeed a bit more embedded into the brain, but I'm certain you'll do fine. You look fine.
Timothy doesn't like talking about himself as a fear. He might blow his cover. So he says, "Oh, we should join the group," and begins shambling over.
Very nice. Very nice, guys. All right. So as you continue, you actually notice that, and you guys have been walking for probably about 2 hours now, and you notice that as you continue walking, the fog actually starts to get less thick. It clears up a little bit as you go, and yeah, eventually you get to, and here we go for the next scene. You eventually come upon this. You come across a gate that is in the middle of the path that you've been following. And there's something very unique about this gate. It is just 2 pillars on either side and an iron gate in the middle, but there is no wall on either side of the gate. It is just a lone gate standing in the middle of this path. And there it is. That's it. It is very bizarre to have just a gate, not having any walls. It seems as if anyone could just walk around them and ignore the gate at any point. Like, this gate seems like it doesn't really serve a purpose to keep anyone in or out. And you approach this gate. How does everyone react?
This doesn't seem very defensible.
Well, you know you're rich when you got a gate just for the aesthetics of it. I mean, the amount of money you gotta have for that.
Are there like any sticks or anything on the ground, or like small stones?
Sure. There's sticks, stones. You can grab whichever you like.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a couple of stones and then toss one like through the gate itself, and then another over to the side where it seems like there should be walls, but there's not.
Sure. The stone that goes towards the gate, it passes right through the iron bars, and it seems to be totally normal. The stone that you throw in the direction of where walls should be falls straight to the ground. It goes through that area. There's nothing stopping it. This is literally just a gate in the middle of nowhere, and there is nothing stopping that rock from going past it.
Oh, and then she'll just keep going through the gate.
Okay, so you approach the gate.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you approach the gate? Does everyone go at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach the
Cautiously.
gate. Okay. As you go to the gate, the iron doors, which were closed, slowly swing open, welcoming you in. Yeah, I guess William kind of looks at this like that's odd. That's a bit odd. But yeah, the gate's open for you as you approach.
I think Jasper's going to mage hand the rocks and just give them back to Alessandra. Like, here you go.
Oh, thank you. And then she's just gonna real quietly try to drop them over on the side of the path.
Amazing. Cool. Yeah, you guys pass through the gate. I guess we'll go with that. That sounds good. Cool. You pass through the gate. Onwards to the next scene then. As you go through the gate, you come across a valley that is covered in snow. In the distance, you can see a enormous castle with many spiky towers, and in the valley, you see a small village near the base of this castle, which is up on the cliffs. There's just a village down in the valley beneath the castle, and you follow this road, and you see that the road does lead through the village and then on to the castle after that.
Strange weather here.
I guess Apollo wonders aloud, why didn't Strahd just have us meet in this village instead of a tavern a good hour's walk away?
A great question. So a couple peculiar or things you notice. It is nighttime. It is foggy throughout the entire valley. There are some icy mountains in the background, and there is just forests surrounding this valley. Yeah, I guess you guys start following the path towards the village.
As they walk, Jasper goes, "Wow!" And then she turns to Alessandra. Is this what your castle looks like?
Oh, mine is somewhat more modest and less snowy.
Interesting.
A bit better kept too.
What about you, Timothy? Where do you live?
Timothy is going to proceed to spout lies that he repeated directly to Alessandra about him growing up as a young boy. He always dreamed of becoming an older man.
Deception check for me.
But of course, wouldn't have it any other way.
I'll do my insights.
I would like to insight
Holy!
this as well.
Oh no, that was Jasper. Dirty 20. Yeah, go ahead and roll insights against that if you like. Oh my god. That's a plus
nothing,
4 on that,
nothing
right?
nothing he's saying is true. He has clearly said this before, and
Okay.
there's nothing about what he's saying that is anywhere near the truth.
Amazing. Let's see. So as Alessandra already is aware of what's going on, yeah, Apollo and Jasper have now just figured out like everything about Timothy here is like not what it seems. Like there's something else going on. Maybe Jasper even makes the connection between the sounds that they were hearing before, as well as the fact that Timothy is now bold-facedly lying towards you guys.
Jasper's gonna go, "Oh, interesting." Then she's gonna lean over to Apollo, like, "I think it's brain slugs."
Apollo just shrugs and keeps walking.
Allie's gonna just pipe up and say, I know a few people that could give you lessons in acting and keeping your story straight.
Whatever could you be referring to?
Oh, nothing.
Amazing.
Don't pay attention to me. I get a little cranky when my legs hurting.
There. Okay, so you guys continue along the path, and we eventually the village isn't too far off at this point. Like you can see it pretty close by. We do eventually make our way to the village. And I realize the image I have seems like a town. Imagine a village. Think smaller. Anyway, so we approach the village. As you approach the village, there is a sign, like a really rundown little sign next to the side of the road. It just says, "Welcome to the village of Barovia." And you enter the village. There is a main thoroughfare, and give me 1 second while I reference the map I have of the village. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, you approach from the east side of the village, heading west, and you go down through the middle, through like a thoroughfare, or just straight through the middle of the village. There are buildings on the left and right of you, and you eventually make your way to the center of town, and there's a signpost there with some directions.
Okay, but would any of us recognize the name Barovia?
No, you would not.
Okay. All right. So I guess we're reading the directions on the sign. I'm assuming one of them's telling us how to get to Strahd's place.
Funny enough, it only seems to be instructions for how to get to different places in the town. Would you guys like to investigate the sign?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna go ahead and yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, on the sign. By the way, this is my first time DMing, and I am having a lot of fun. This is great. Okay, so in the village, you find, or on the sign, it says instructions for a couple places. A few of them are actually really, really close by in this same center that you're at. Let's see. Let's see. The first thing on the sign is the name Rictus and Mortimer's Mercantile, and it appears, and it's literally like right next to you, pretty close in this center. And the sign that you see, it looks like a general goods store. Across the street from that, and also pointed to by the sign, is the Blood of the Vine Tavern. And there's a few other things on the sign as well. For example, the Burgomaster Mansion. There's the church pointed in another direction. Yeah, but for now, the only things that are currently really close to you are the general goods store and the tavern.
Okay, does the general goods store even like open? Is it just the tavern? That looks like
It
it's running?
is the general goods store and the tavern are the only things in the square with their lights on. They're the only things that look to be open.
Okay. Well, I think we'll need more directions.
I guess I ask Sir Henry and Sir William if they know where they're going.
Sir Henry responds by saying, we do not know this area well. We should probably go to the tavern and ask for directions on how to get to the castle.
Does anybody like immediately pass by us?
Yes, or you pass by them, I should say. The village does have people in it. The people you notice are dressed in very like gray, very like non-colorful outfits. They are all kind of just either standing in place or doing some very basic task. They kind of look like they all have like a dead-eye stare almost. Nobody's really noticing your presence. They're all kind of very much in their own world. But there
who
are
is
people
like
nearby.
closest to me?
Like a person?
Yeah.
Sure. There is a woman standing about 20 feet away from you, and let me go find a name. There's a townswoman nearby that you can go approach.
Okay. Jessica's gonna go, hey you.
Uh,
Yes. Do you know the name Strahd?
So she does not acknowledge you in the slightest until she hears the word Strahd. At the mention of the word Strahd, her whole body tenses up, and without making eye contact with you, she just kind of runs in the other direction. Not runs, but she kind of like shuffles away in the other direction. Very, very tense, scared, I guess you could say.
She turns back to the group. She's like, maybe an X. But yeah, we could try the tavern.
Oh, it's certainly a good start.
There are other townspeople nearby if you want to approach any of them. Or you could head to the tavern or the general goods store.
Timothy will just be tipping his hat to all the people out there, and he's like, "My man."
Not a single one of them acknowledges you, or even acknowledges that there is a group of strangers in the village.
He's very proud that he's able to get away with this big of a crowd and not be attacked.
This is great. Amazing. That's just great. Yeah, you're doing a great job sneaking around past all these people who barely even notice you're here. This is beautiful. I'm laughing with tears.
Have I told you that he's not very wise or aware in general?
Beautiful. So what would you guys like to do?
Ali is going to, I guess, suggest that we find a more captive audience, perhaps in the tavern, as suggested by William and Henry.
a great
But
idea.
if we want to keep questioning the people on the streets, I mean, I guess suppose we can.
You guys,
But
what would you like to do? What would the rest of the group like?
We can go into the tavern.
Tavern?
I would
All
rather
right.
not run after everybody we meet.
That's fair. Okay, so in that case, you guys are going to walk towards the tavern, and you approach the outside of the tavern. Again, the village is just shrouded in fog. It is nighttime. The moonlight is the only thing that is lighting up this village, other than the small of lights coming from like candles through windows in the only buildings that are open in this square. So you approach the inn, the Blood of the Vine Inn and Tavern. I guess it does both. Then you go up to the front door and you enter it. I got so many images for this campaign.
Let's go.
I did so much prep work. Okay, you open the door and you guys walk in. Inside the tavern, it's a small tavern. There's not too many people in here. Again, everyone in here looks, for the most part, like everyone on the outside. Everyone's dressed in very light gray. They're kind of just standing in like corners, kind of doing their own thing, not really moving a whole bunch, kind of just staring blankly in different directions, with the exception of one person, and that would be the person behind the front desk, and that is this woman. She is a redheaded woman. Her name is Diavola.
The first thing Jasper does when they walk in is just turn to this like fireplace with a bunch of skull sculptures and go, ooh, when she starts just like poking two fingers into the eyes just for fun. She just finds this incredibly interesting.
Apollo does not like how dark it is in here, so he's going to use thaumaturgy to cause all of the candles and the flames to brighten a little bit.
As soon as you do this, all of the people that were just standing in like corners and just all the people who were there before you, kind of like they put their hands up to cover their eyes, and they kind of like turn away from the lights.
I don't stop.
Yes.
Some of them make their way out of. They like shuffle past you to like make their way out the front door.
Yes, these skulls look so much more lovely in this brighter light. Allie's gonna make her way up to Diavola, you said? her name was?
Diavola, yes.
Sorry?
Diavola, I put the name in the chat.
Okay. And just give her a greeting. Fair lady, looking for directions to Strahd's castles. It seems we have a dinner appointment with them.
Diavola is wearing these very bright colors. It's a very shocking contrast to literally everyone else you've encountered so far in the village of Barovia. And she has this bright, warm smile. She looks very full of life. She just looks very much not like everyone else. And she says, we have some guests. This is fantastic. You must be adventurers. How can I help you?
I'm afraid my adventuring days are done, and tap my leg with the cane. But I am looking to, I suppose, adventure my way up to Stroud's castle. Would you be able to give us directions, and I'll set like a few silver pieces on the counter.
Let's see. She says, Strahd's castle. Why would you want to go there? That's ridiculous. Why don't you stay here instead and have something to drink, have something to eat? You look tired.
Well, it seems I have a dinner invitation, and it would be rude of a duchess to not show up to such a thing, would it not?
At the word invitation from Strahd, she pushes your coins back towards you, and she says, "Oh, you must make you must not make haste, or you must make haste. You must go there quickly. Strahd is not to be kept waiting. You follow the road west out of town and go up the hill towards Strahd's castle. It is just through the forest, directly west. Just follow that road and make haste."
As she like pushes the silver coins, there's just like a small little leather hand that hovers over the bar and just starts to slowly pull them.
Say that again?
like, because she pushed the silver coins
Yeah,
back, right? And
Yeah.
then, like, just a small little leather hand goes up and very slowly starts to pull the coins.
Am
So
I
she
gonna
has
notice
rejected
this?
them.
Are you doing mage hands?
Absolutely. I'm not trying to be subtle at
Okay.
all. Just kind of
Cool.
slowly pulling them.
Okay,
Amazing.
so I don't like need to roll perception or anything.
No, I'm just literally standing next to you, slowly pulling them
I'm
towards
just
me.
gonna whip out one of my daggers and just slam it down on the bar right next to your hand. Just like
It's just like in the middle of the slow movement, she's just gonna stop and just like slowly bring her hand back without the coins.
Diavola's gonna be like,
you.
watch the wood, dear.
I'll leave a couple pieces of silver on the counter as I
Diavola's
yank the
gonna
knife
take the
out.
silver this time. Amazing. So yeah, she has given you instructions on how to get to Strahd's castle, and she told you to make haste. Sir William and Sir Henry are going to say, okay, well, or one of them is going to say it. Okay, well, these instructions seems pretty clear. Do we want to stop at the general goods store to prepare just in case, or do we want to just head straight to Strahd's castle?
And
Do you normally expect drop down, drag out fights before dinner?
You don't know my
Apollo goes,
life.
apparently our Lord must not be kept waiting, and he strides out the door.
Hey, very nice. Yeah, William and Henry are going to follow you then.
Timothy will. This whole time he was carrying bar food that he got from the last bar, and he has just finished his last snack, and he threw it down. He says, "Some more food would be good, though."
Do you like? Diavola asks.
He like kind of waddles over, and he's just like anything with meat, and
Anything
he's gonna
with
throw
meat.
down. He's gonna throw down a gold piece.
Ah, I was going to give you the meat surprise special, but for a gold piece, I'll treat you to the best. And she will go into the back for a moment, and you will hear like a comical amount of like pots and pans being thrown, and then you hear like a there it is, and she comes back out with this giant like leg of meat. You don't really identify what kind of meat it is, but it looks nice and it's like well roasted. It's like seasoned and like got some sauce on it or something. It looks nice.
Do you have a paper bag I could wrap this in?
A paper bag. I'll see what I can do for you. And she'll go back into the back and she will find a sack. She'll just bring out a sack. Will this do?
This'll do. This'll do
This'll
nicely.
do.
Thank you very much. And he's gonna
I'm glad.
put the meat out so that it's like slightly sticking out, and he's gonna put it inside his trench coat. So now Timothy is walking around with a giant hunk of meat along with two other kobolds in his trench coat.
Diavola is gonna see you do this and be a little confused, but we'll say I look forward to seeing you again. And then like under her breath, actually, you know what? Give me a let's see. She's gonna whisper something. What would you use to like hear that?
Perception.
Perception? Okay, yeah. Give me a perception check.
14.
Okay, you understand a little bit of what she says. So she says, yeah. I look forward to seeing you again. And then under her breath, she says, assume you make it out of Strahd's in one piece. Yeah.
He laughs and says, "I might make it in 3," and he turns around and walks away.
That's perfect. That's great. Okay. Yeah, you guys all make your way towards the door, and you go back into the square, the town square.
As I'm walking out, Mo says, "You could have blown our cover with that joke."
Okay, so you guys are now back in the square, and I will put us back there. You are now back in the square, and what do you guys want to do? You want to head along the road?
Yeah, we head to Strahd's castle.
Yep.
Okay.
Strahd's castle it is.
Cool. Let me find my next image then. Okay, so you you make your way west along the road. The road is cobbled. It is a nice road. It's still super foggy, but it's not nearly as bad as it was earlier in the woods. You can see just fine. Yeah, you make your way through the woods, and after about 10 minutes, you start hearing some strange sounds coming from the woods next to you. Does anyone want to investigate these?
What do they sound like?
That's fair. You hear kind of like groaning, like not growling, kind of like groaning sounds, moaning almost, like non-sexual moaning. You continue walking along, and the sounds start to get louder and louder. William and Henry say, these sounds are kind of strange. I think we should get ready just in case. And they kind of take positions up near the front of the group, kind of off to the sides, like a defensive kind of formation.
So it's
I
getting
just
louder and
need
louder.
1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
I guess I've got my lantern on me still, been holding that out. Is there?
Okay.
Can we see anything moving around?
Not yet. There is a bend in the road coming up, though, and you can't see around it.
Right. Okay. Definitely gonna think William and Henry are being prudent here, and I'm gonna kind of hang my lantern up on my belt, and then grab my cane a little further down with my other hand, and kind of get ready in case anything shows up.
I've still got my light going,
Very
but
nice.
I produce flame again.
Very nice. As you make your way around the corner, you are faced with a group of 5 zombies. And roll for initiative.
Well, okay.
And I will roll for that. Okay. Very nice.
18.
Okay, so we've got a 3.
Oof.
Okay, so the order is going to be... Okay, Jasper's first. Let me just write this down real quick. Jasper, then Timothy, then Alessandra. Apollo. Okay. And then I rolled a... Okay, so then...
Hello.
What are we at?
Sorry,
That's
just switching
17.
inputs.
No worries. Sorry, I'm figuring out the order. Then
Okay, we're down there.
Apollo. Okay, cool. All right, very nice. Okay, so yes, here you all are. Let me make sure you each have control of your tokens. I believe I should have control of these. Let's see, which one is this? This one is Alessandra. Mandy, I can't hear you.
Good.
You're good? Okay, cool. There's Apollo. Mandy, you are good, you said, and I believe this one is Timothy. Cool. Can everyone control their pieces?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. So yes, there are a group of zombies up ahead, and yes, they are now approaching your group. First up, I believe, is Jasper.
Who? Okay. Do they seem like dangerous?
They have noticed your group and are now approaching you.
75 feet.
Okay, awesome. All right, so she is going to look out to the zombies. Let's say this first guy. And she's just gonna go, allow me. And she's gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast, which has 120 feet of range, just at like this first guy.
Very nice. Okay.
And she'll like step forward so that she's like not hitting anybody else.
Very nice. I should grab a notepad.
65. Very nice.
All right.
I did
you-
17.
17 damage to the first one.
No, 17 to hit.
Oh, 17 to hit. Yes, that.
I was about to
Let me
say, I
check.
knew Eldritch Blast was good. But that good?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Reason warlocks just always use it.
Wait, when we hit level 5?
And just to confirm, you need to beat the armor class, right?
Yes.
Do you need to
Indeed.
beat it or match it?
Match or beat.
Match or beat. Okay, cool. That definitely hits.
Cool, gonna roll for it.
Very nice. Two damage.
Oof.
Okay. You did 2 damage. You hit them with your blast. It hits them directly in the chest, and they kind of just they take like a stumble back, but they kind of shrug it off for the most part.
Off like a portion of a pinky finger, or like the tiniest piece of the rib.
I will say a chunk of meat has fallen off of their chest.
Just goes, well, I'll allow you then.
Very nice. And that was 2 damage, you said, right?
Yes, 2 damage. And she'll like step back, I guess, in slight embarrassment.
Very nice. Okay. So then who's up next? Next we have.
I think it might be me.
I think it's
Unless
Timothy.
one of the zombies.
It's
Oh no, it's Tim.
18.
Yeah.
Timothy. I actually wrote this down. I should be looking at it. Yeah, Jasper, Timothy, Alessandra.
So Timothy is going to equip his blade and get behind. He's gonna kind of go to this bush here, and say and sort of turn around to the two sirs and say, I believe you gentlemen should go ahead.
As-
And he's
okay.
gonna move up a little bit more actually, so he can got
Okay.
one.
So he's going to get up behind that rock and kind of just say, all right, who's up next?
Yes,
Try
but
to give him a little bow.
he's wielding his knife. He's wielding.
Okay,
his
he's
knife
got his knife. All right, excellent. Up next we have Alessandra.
Okay. Allie is gonna kind of do something similar, I guess. So I think if I measure this out right, I can make it up to like here. How tall are these rocks, though?
Tall enough that you could hide behind them if you crouched.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try to do that. So as we go along, we're going to draw the short sword out from my cane, and then move up. And as we're moving, try to crouch down and use a bonus action to hide.
Okay.
Using my
Very nice.
cunning action. So I think this is going to be a stealth check, if I remember right.
Also, Mandy, I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, I'm just like turning it up and down as necessary.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's an 18 to hide then.
Very nice. You are well
and
hidden.
Other than that, I think she's just going to keep an eye out. And
Very nice. Next up we have these zombies are going to move, and I'm going to move them all as one because that's going to be easier for me. Let's see. One of these. It's the ruler, right? Okay. 1, 2. They can only move 20 at a time. So we're going to have them start approach your group. 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4. Very nice. And they don't have any attacks that could hit you from this far away. So that is their turn. Next up is William. William can move, and I have a character sheet for this somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, I think this is just the same as you guys. Okay, so William can move 30. Yes, William is just going to go right to where you just pointed.
Yeah, I think I'm bad at math, by the way.
No
I think
worries.
I have to go here.
He's going to go there, and he is going to use. Is it Rage for barbarians?
Yep.
Yes. So he's going to use Rage, and that's a bonus action. Cool. Okay, that's his move. And then next up is Henry, and he's going to do pretty much the same thing. They are going to charge in right away. He's going to stand next to his brother for that one. And he is also going to cast Rage. So we have two angry barbarians now at the front of the group. As they both charge up together, they're just going to shout, "Oh, it's the undead! We can take this easy." And yeah, they're gonna get angry and run up ahead. All right, next up is Apollo.
Okay. Move up to there, and then that is not quite what I want. Ugh. Could I change my starting position?
Where would you like to be starting?
I wanted to. That's okay. I'm just not within 30 feet of all of them, which I want.
That's fair.
All right. I'm going to just take a movement behind this rock. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. And I'm going to put it right in the middle of these zombies.
Okay, and what does that one do?
It creates a floating spectral weapon within 120 feet of me. When I cast it, I can make a melee attack against a creature. And as a bonus action on my future turns, I can move the weapon up to 20 feet and attack again.
Very nice. So are you attacking on this turn?
I mean, I have to cast the spell to put the sword
Oh, I
there,
see.
but then yeah, I am attacking with the sword on this
Okay,
turn.
perfect. And yeah, I would assume you're in range to attack all of them at once, or is that not how that works?
Just one of them at once.
Oh, just one of them at a time. Okay, gotcha. Very cool.
So I don't know if you want to put a token there for my.
Oh yeah,
my
sure.
thing.
That's gonna be interesting. I don't know if I have any tokens for that. Let's see.
You can just put another Apollo token there or something. I don't know.
Sounds good. Let's do that.
And
Which
put
one
like a
is-
little sword icon on it or something. I don't know what icons we have
I'll put
available.
that there. And I will let you control that as well.
Yeah, there's a sword icon.
How do I do that?
The little button next to the gear when you click on the token.
Next to the gear. Oh, is it this thing? Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Let me.
The bottom one has a.
I'm just
like
gonna put a red
crossing
dot.
swords. Yeah. Okay.
All
Okay.
for one. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Okay,
Sweet.
and then I'm going to attack this bottom zombie
Very nice.
for 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is 3.
Is this a slashing or let's see? Is this slashing or bludgeoning?
It is force.
Force. Okay.
Oh, I have to make an attack first.
Yes.
So my spell attack is +5. Can I just roll that? Yes. Okay. Not nat 20.
So that was a dirty 20.
Yes.
That absolutely hits.
Roll 1d8 +5 or +3. 8.
8 damage. Okay.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Give me 1 second. Now that's there. Okay, and I'm gonna roll something real quick. I'll roll a d20. Okay, you managed to sever its left arm.
Ooh.
Nice.
Very nice. So that one now has no left arm, and I'm keeping track of that on my thing.
Very nice.
Very nice. Okay, we are back at the top with Jasper.
Alrighty. Might try something else. 60 feet. Okay, it's gonna do a little math. Cool. Jasper's going to quite conservatively move up here, and I am going to cast. It's not listed on my thingy for some reason, but I'm going to cast Frostbite.
Okay,
It's still in the attack roll, so I'm just going to use the Eldritch Blast one. 10.
that hits.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice.
These zombies are very easy to hit, by the way.
Let's see. They need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Cool. I rolled an 8.
Yeah, definitely does not pass.
Sweet.
2 damage, but they also have disadvantage on their next attack roll.
And which one was that?
Just like this one.
Okay, gotcha. So that was 2 damage and disadvantage.
On their next roll, yeah.
On their next roll. Gotcha. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. Nicely done. Next up, we have Timothy.
Timothy is going to notice the severed arm on one and attempt to throw his dagger to try and maybe just, I don't know, just, kick the one that's down, I guess. And he's going to go ahead and make a ranged attack roll. Actually, wait, no. He wants to wait for them. Actually, sorry. Excuse me. He wants to wait for them to approach first. So is it possible that he can prepare an action for when this zombie approaches or is next to Sir William, that he can, not when it's in range, because it's in range right now.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But when it's adjacent to Sir William, can he throw a knife at it to support?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, he's just gonna wait, and they're discussing their plan, by the way, internally, quietly to one another about what they're gonna do. And so he's prepared. As Tim has prepared his action, you can see he's ready to throw.
He's got his knife behind his head, and he's ready to throw this sucker. I gotcha. Excellent. Cool. Yeah, that's great. Do you have any bonus actions?
Can I bonus action hide while I do this?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm gonna is it uncanny action? Is that what it's called? No, that's not right.
No, cunning.
Cunning action.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not uncanny, uncunning. Anyway, yeah. So he's gonna bonus action hide in the bushes with his knife prepped.
Very nice. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick if you guys don't mind.
Was it? Zombies were bottom of the turn order, right?
They were before me.
Oh, okay.
I always forget how ranged attacks actually work.
Yeah, I was having to look it up too. The first number is the normal range, I guess, and then the second number is long range, so it'll be at disadvantage. You're flinging it within that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I was thinking of doing the exact same thing you were, though. Maybe I'll still do it. That way, when he gets up right next to him, he's just going to get a face full of knives.
We just cuck the barbarian who just raged of his kill.
Okay,
He's got
I'm
more
back.
coming.
I'm back.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Alessandra, I believe you're up.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to do the same thing. Gonna keep hiding in this bush here and gonna prepare an action. I've got a dagger that I'm pulling out, and I'm gonna
Okay.
Just be ready to fling it at that guy as soon as he gets within fighting range.
Very nice. So you're also throwing a dagger.
Just a heads up, I crit failed my stealth roll when I hid.
I see that.
Tim is like holding 2 leaves up to his
Amazing.
face.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and explain to me how that fail looked like.
So he's going to he's like honing in, pulling the knife back, and Mo is literally going to fall off the shoulders of Thee, and he's going to kind of like thud in the grass. So now he's like, it looks like he's like weird, awkwardly kneeling, but like way lower than where he should be kneeling from. Like it's not he's not bending at the knees. He's like bending in the middle of his thighs, or like that's how strangely he has like
Very nice.
Looks like he
yoga
just
positioned
stabbed in
himself.
half.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Does
basically.
anyone else? I guess. Let's see. Jasper's standing like right next to you. Does Jasper see you like fall over inside of your trench coat?
It would be very obvious. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I've
guess
also got direct line of sight on that.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay.
my
The
passive
entire
perception is
party.
like 15.
The
Oh,
entire
shit.
party, with the exception of William and Henry, just watches this trench coat fall down for some reason. And yeah, you're all kind of just like, what the fuck is going on over there? That's real weird.
Ellie's just like snickering.
I will say, but you still do manage to throw your dagger somehow from this crouched position, because now it is the zombie's turn, and we are gonna have. Let's do one at a time. So the first zombie is going to approach, and both of you are going to throw your daggers like as it's like charging towards William. So go ahead and do your attacks for that.
Sure.
I will say also, this is the zombie that's missing an arm. However, I would like to inform you that the arm that was on the ground is actually still moving, and it's pulling itself along by the fingers towards you guys, towards your group. And so the arm is still coming for you. But yeah, it was the one that came off of the zombie.
Zombie arm.
Zombie
So
2'6".
so I actually have pack tactics because of being kobold. So actually I have advantage on that attack because he is right next to.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, go for it.
Let's go.
Holy fuck. Okay, very nice. Yeah,
Woo!
you both hit. Absolutely. So roll for damage.
Nice. All right. So that will be. Oh, and I went ahead and rolled my sneak attack for me.
Let's see. Okay, so Alessandra, you did 14 damage,
Yeah.
and then Timothy did 9.
Yep.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, let me describe to you what happens here. So as this zombie is like kind of shuffling towards William at like a good pace, William and Henry are both kind of crouched down with their weapons in hand, kind of ready to defend the party. And from behind William's head, first from the right, then from the left, 2 daggers go flying past his head, missing him by a good amount, but enough that he still notices as these 2 daggers go flying past him. And one of them lands right in the zombie's eye socket.
Let's go.
And the other one hits the zombie in the middle of the chest, and the zombie just falls backwards dead. This zombie is done. This one is
Amazing.
out. And how do I mark them as like? How do I like cross them out? Never mind. There it is.
There you go.
There you go.
That zombie is dead as shit. As this happens, William shouts, "That was my kill!" William his rage is furthered. You just stole a kill that belonged to him, and he is angry about it. But that's all right. It's all in good fun. Next up, we have.
Is the
What's
arm
that?
still moving?
The arm actually stops moving the second it hits the ground. The second the zombie hits the ground. So you can deduce from this that the arms or any limbs that come off are still controlled by the zombie. And if you kill the zombie, you can kill any limbs that are coming after you.
Can Timothy take a moment to like look at Alessandra
Absolutely.
and just give like a what did we what? And he's gonna start putting together. Are you also a rogue? Like in his head, he's like, oh shit. They might be able to deduce something.
Allie's just gonna give him a salute. 3 of them.
3
He's
salutes.
not
Going
gonna
from
understand
top
you.
to bottom.
He's
Very
not going to
nice.
understand at all.
Very nice.
Unless you do it in Thieves' Cant. Unless you do it in. Anyway, sorry.
Excellent. No, that's beautiful. I love the details. Keep them coming. Okay, so then the next we have this zombie is going to move forward and try to attack Sir Henry, and he is going to roll. I should say, or I guess the zombies are going to use their claws for this, and that. Let's see. We rolled a 10, and that absolutely does not hit. This zombie charges towards Sir Henry, raises its hand up to him, slashes across his chest, and all that you hear is the scraping of these claws against Sir Henry's armor. It makes it doesn't even scratch the armor. You just hear the noise. Nothing comes of that. Next up, we have, is each square 5 or 10? I can't remember.
5.
5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this zombie is going to move forward and attack Sir William. Again, the exact same thing happens. These men have armor that is just too damn strong. This zombie scratches at Sir William, but it doesn't even leave a scratch. Next up, we have another zombie. They can't attack when they're behind like that, right?
No,
I didn't.
not
Okay,
unless they
so.
have reach.
This one's. Can they stand on top of each other if one of them's dead?
There's a dead one. Yeah, they can like probably walk over
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna move this token just aside so you can see what's happening. But yeah, this one's gonna come up to attack Sir William, and oh shit. Okay, he actually managed to hit him. I was not expecting that. Okay, he does. Cool. And he did 1 damage. Okay. Yeah, so Sir William is now down 1 measly health point. Okay. And oh
He's a
my
big
god,
guy.
I did not realize how much health these guys. Holy fuck. Beautiful. Yeah, okay. That is it for the zombies. Okay. Yeah, up next we have William and Henry. So Henry's going to go first, and he's going to just slash at the nearest zombie. And he absolutely hits. And he's going to just attack with his big old sword, and that is going to, let me check the numbers. So that is damage type is 1d12. Okay. Okay. He takes a fucking enormous swing, and this zombie, he cuts off both of its legs with 1 swing. This one right here. So this zombie is now on the ground. Has no legs. The legs are kind of just standing in place. They've fallen over, and yeah, it's just on the ground. All right, and now it's Sir Henry's turn. He's going to take his big old sword and do the same thing. He hits, and he swings for damage, and holy fuck, he actually decapitates this one right here, again in 1 swoop. So yeah, that's their turn. So there's a head and some legs on the ground now. There's a zombie at William's feet. It is not looking great for the zombies. And I believe it is now Apollo's turn.
Steps forward. Yep, okay. And then I'm going to use my channel Divinity Turn Undead. So all of the zombies within 30 feet have to make a wisdom saving throw, and if they fail, they have to disengage and spend their turns dashing as far away from me as possible.
I see. Okay, and for saving throws, they get a +0. What was the difficulty to beat?
My save is 13.
Okay, so let's just go in order. I rolled a 17 for the first one, so let's say this one's fine. I rolled, holy shit, I rolled a 19 for this one. Okay. I rolled a 3 for this one. And how far back did you say they run?
Just on their turn.
So on their turn, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 3 for that one, and then a 13 for the last one. What was the difficulty you said?
13.
13. So would that one also be
No, he
stunned?
saves.
He saves? Okay, cool. Okay.
That's
let me-
really frustrating.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Man.
That's fair. I will mark this one as turned. I think it was this one. Yeah, turn.
That is
All right.
that's rough, buddy.
Very nice. That's rough, but that's okay. Okay, and with that, we are back at the top
Nope.
of the table.
Nope.
No,
we're
sorry,
not.
you have more. I'm so sorry.
As a bonus action, I'm going to move my
Yes.
sword down
Yes.
and then attack the one in the middle.
Okay, and that is the one with. Let's see. I think that's the one without any arms or any legs. That's the one with no legs. Okay. Okay. What do you do with that one?
They'll attack. Oh, doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. What was the? No, that hits.
Oh, a 9 hits.
These guys have no armor. Yeah, that hits.
And then same roll 1d8 plus 3 for 9 damage.
Very nice. You have killed this one. This one right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this was the one that had no legs. It now has no life. And I'll just move it.
And the bodies are piling up.
The bodies are piling up. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Very nice. So, from behind you, you actually do hear some new sounds, and from the trees, a couple new zombies actually approach. And let me just give control of those to myself. The noise from all of your fighting has actually drawn in more creatures of the night, and they are now behind your group. We are now at the top of the turn, and we are at Jasper.
Alrighty. Jasper just turns around and is like, and she just shoots another blast at this guy.
Very nice.
I'm just gonna do that. Ooh, 7? No,
A 7
Probably not.
actually does not hit. That's
that makes sense.
just for clarification, you have to, if their armor rating is like X, do you have to get X to meet that, or do you have to get X plus 1?
Meter pass.
Meter
Yeah.
pass. Okay, cool. Yeah, that one does not hit, but you were close.
Alright, I'll just say she was like too surprised by this and just kind of blasts off.
That's fair. Okay. Do you have any bonus actions you'd like to take? Would you like to move anywhere?
Yeah, I'll say she backs up a little bit closer to these rocks.
Okay, cool. And are you crouched or are you standing? If you are standing, you can see
Standing.
the zombies from over the rocks, but your lower half is protected. The zombies
I'm
wouldn't be able to
standing,
hit you. Awesome. Cool. Okay, up next we have Timothy.
Timothy, while as part of his movement, he's going to readjust his stack of kobolds, and noticing the zombies approaching from behind and the frailty or the apparent frailty of Jasper. Yes, he's making an assumption, but he is going to sidestep and cast mage armor on himself, and sort of then pull out his next dagger and sort of hold an arm out, and say, "We got more coming."
Very nice.
So yeah,
okay.
he cast mage armor on himself.
Okay, very nice. Do you want to take any bonus actions?
Bonus action. Actually, let me.
Or would
Sorry,
you like
real
to-
quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Take the time. You could also prepare actions if you'd like.
Oh, I used my action, so I don't think I can.
Oh,
prepare
gotcha.
an
Yeah.
action.
Cool.
Real quick. Yeah. Nothing. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Nice. Cool. Thank you so much. That was fun. Let's go on to Alessandra.
Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna use my interaction to pull out my second dagger, and then I think as I'm heading over towards here to kind of back up Apollo, I'm gonna toss my other dagger at this guy over here as I'm moving.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Try roll to hit.
24. That was so close.
That was a 19 you rolled, right? Oh my
Yeah.
God. Very nice. Yeah, that hits absolutely. And 9 damage.
9 damage total. Yep.
Very nice. And that was number 2. Let's see. We
Oh, wait.
killed the one with no legs, right?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't mean to be a downer, but
No, no worries.
isn't that the piercing damage plus your sneak attack damage?
It auto did sneak attack.
But is
Or-
that sneak attack on the guy that you attacked? I'm sorry, I'm just confused. Oh no, you
With-
did this guy. Sorry, so you did top guy, not bottom guy. That's my bad. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good then. Okay, in that case, this is, let's see. Trying to keep track of which ones are which. Let's see. That one, you actually hit him in the face with this one, and it takes his head off. And the head and the dagger go flying into the distance.
I sure hope I can get that back. That was my
And
favorite
while, well, as the head is flying, you can actually hear it moaning like, but and the sound gets quieter as it goes away and rolls into the bushes. But you can still hear it faintly in the bushes.
Amazing.
I expect you to return that.
Amazing.
And yeah, I don't have anything useful I can do with my cunning action here. So
No
I'm
worries.
just gonna.
Sweet. And that was this one right here, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. Sweet. Okay. Okay. Up next we have. Let's see. You just went. Okay. Up next is the zombies then. So let's just go in order. This one right here is going to attack Sir Henry. Oh, okay. It does hit. And it's going to do a biting attack for 2 damage. It's going to bite at his arm, Sir William's arm, where there's armor, in fact, and it's going to smash all of its teeth on his armor. And Sir William's just going to laugh like, "Oh, you fool!" And he just doesn't even notice the damage at all.
He can't bite though.
Can't bite attack. Yeah, you just said his head flew off.
Holy fuck! That's a good point. So it's a claw attack, and he swipes his claws so hard against Sir Henry's armor that he smashes his claws. And Sir Henry just looks at him like, "You imbecile." Yeah. Okay. Good. At least you're keeping me honest. Good work, guys. And that was 2 damage. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, Sir Henry, or Sir William, sorry, doesn't even give a shit. He's just like, whatever. This is nothing. The next one is going to move into attack Sir William as well.
No, he's not. He's turned.
Yep.
Oh, you're right. Yes. And that was how many feet?
He has to disengage and then dash away. So it's his
He does
movement
not take
twice.
the disengage action though.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so he'll take an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
But-
Well,
Like, I don't want him to.
If
don't
Henry
want him?
chooses to take an attack
If-
of opportunity.
Yeah. Is Henry versed enough to know that has he fought with clerics before?
I'm gonna say no.
Oh fuck. Okay.
So
I mean,
no,
it's
he
still
doesn't.
more damage that.
So I'm gonna say he's gonna take an attack, opportunity of attack. How does that work? Is that just like a?
Just attack him.
Do you just roll for damage, or do you roll to
No,
hit
you have
first?
to roll.
You roll
a
for
hit.
hit. Okay, so then yeah, the zombie's gonna try and turn to run. Yeah, Sir Henry's absolutely gonna hit that, and then I roll for damage.
Yep.
Yes.
Cool. That was some damage, and that was this one over here. And this zombie is not looking good. Actually, in fact, he's lost his arm. Beautiful. Okay, and then he is going to disengage, or he's going to
He
run away.
doesn't
and
run
he's-
away anymore. He took damage, so he's no
Oh,
longer
gotcha.
turned.
Okay, cool. In that case, he's now facing away from you guys, and his arm has been cut off.
He can still attack because he didn't really move.
Yeah, unless you're saying he used his dash action, only moved 5 feet, got whacked, and then.
I'm assuming that the zombie turned to run, and Sir William just like slashed at his back.
Well, he has to leave his one space radius in order to take the opportunity attack, I believe.
Let's see. Cool. We'll put him maybe over here then. It's cramped in here. I'm sorry. Beautiful. We'll fix that. Cool. Whose turn did we just do? I'm sorry. That was.
Zombies.
Oh, that was
I
zombie's
believe
turn. Okay.
one more zombie needs to act.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one right
Four
here.
more zombies.
3 more zombies need to act.
You are right. It is 3. Cool. Okay. This one's gonna go next. He's gonna go after Sir Henry. He is not gonna hit at all. Again, he's just gonna scrape his Does he have any limbs? He has limbs. He's going to just slash at Sir Henry's armor. Again, Sir Henry is too powerful to even be bothered by these like little scrapings of a fly. Beautiful. Up next, we have the other two zombies. And we're going to have them come up here. And we're going to attack... let's see. We're going to attack Alessandra.
Alrighty.
I rolled a 4. Cool.
Weirdly enough, misses.
How did you dodge that very slow moving zombie attack? Describe it to me.
I guess what's he doing? Is he just lunging at me?
The zombie is like shuffling towards you slightly quickly, I guess, and yeah, he kind of just takes a swipe at you.
Okay, yeah, and Allie's just gonna take the cane sword and just slap the hand out of the way and kind of sidestep.
Beautiful, amazing. Okay, cool, and then on to the last zombie. Very nice. Okay, this last zombie is going to make a nice little shuffle towards Timothy, and he's going to move to attack Timothy. He rolled a 12. Does a 12 hit?
A 12 does not hit.
Very beautiful. How did Timothy dodge and or block this?
So the zombie went for like a center strike, and then Mo did like a little hula move to like lift up Tim and like dodge it. So he just poked through the trench coat, and then the mage armor like pushed his hand back out.
Very nice. Very nice.
Amazing.
Excellent. Okay.
Gains height a little bit and
Cool.
comes back down.
Okay.
He
So
also he bends in the middle a little bit. He looks like the letter D for a second.
Amazing.
Amazing. That was the end of the zombie's turn, so I believe William is next. William's just going to attack the nearest zombie. That nat 20. Does anything special happen when a barbarian does nat 20 to attack?
I don't think you're at a level where you get savage criticals.
These barbarians are level 10.
Oh, yeah, they probably do have a savage crits then.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so they'll be doing an extra one damage die.
Okay, cool. So, okay, so then I roll for damage, and let's see that one. Okay, so that one got killed by the first roll for damage. Can William attack the other target as well, or no?
If he's level 10, yeah, they should have double
Wow.
attacks,
Oh
and
yeah, I forgot to be doing
gave
that last
them
time too.
Great
My bad.
Master
Yeah.
or Great Weapon Master feat. Then
Cool. Okay, in that case, Sir William is just going to cut this zombie in half like it's fucking nothing, and then he's going to attack the other one. It rolled a 17. That absolutely hits. And let me just mark this one as dead. And then this one... Holy fuck. Which one was that? That was this one. Okay. The zombie on the right is also not doing great now. It just had an arm and a head cut off. Holy fuck, William. Okay, beautiful. Next is Henry's turn. We're going to see what happens. Sir Henry's going to roll on this one. He absolutely hits. And then we're going to roll for damage. And he takes his sword, he brings it above his head, and just slashes straight down and cleaves this zombie completely in half. It is now dead.
oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't actually try to pick a fight with these guys.
Jesus
Amazing.
Christ.
I'm going to just move this off to the side. Okay, next I believe is Apollo. Yes, next is Apollo. You've just witnessed this amazing massacre of zombie flesh. What is everyone's reaction to that?
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
There are limbs all over the
Yeah.
floor.
Timothy is now very, very suspicious. Or Tim is. He's going to explain to the others later.
Okay.
Yeah, Allie is just gonna be like, huh.
Jasper's just like, keep up the good work, you guys. Yep.
Amazing. Cool. Right on. So then Apollo, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance. Great.
God damn.
Oh,
It's a DC 13 con save.
So which zombie has to do a con save?
The one within 5 feet of me.
This one right here?
Yes.
Cool. Play this 13. It absolutely doesn't save. It rolled an 8.
Okay. Undead take extra damage from radiant, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it's 2 damage.
Does it say
okay.
anything in the Word of Radiance spell?
Huh?
Does it say anything in Words of Radiance, like the spell description? Usually that's where they shove it in 5e.
I mean, it just says it burns radiant damage.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
So that was 2 damage on that one.
If that's how that works, I don't remember.
Cool.
how
I'm gonna say
extra
that's how that
damage-
works, and I'm gonna say you cut off its hand.
It's not a cutting attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. You're right. You're right. Okay, so that was 2 damage.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
Very
then
nice.
my sword is going to attack this zombie up here.
Very nice. Go for it.
A
That
23.
absolutely hits. Absolutely.
For 7 damage.
And that was the one that got turned, right?
Yeah.
Describe to me how this sword. This kills the zombie. By the way, describe to me how this sword kills this zombie.
So it's a floating sword that's just kind of like spinning around everywhere as it's doing an attack. So it sort of does like a whole 360 as it slashes at its neck.
Very nice.
Wonderful.
Does its head go flying? It decapitates it, I assume.
I mean, it's a very quick.
That one was already decapitated,
sword.
right?
Oh, was that one already decapitated?
No, I thought unless the attack of opportunity decapitated it.
No,
I don't think William attacked it.
Oh
on
yeah.
turn.
So I guess just bisecting it.
It bisected it. Very nice. Very nice.
Torso.
Excellent. Yeah, that one's dead as shit. Very nice. Let me cross that off.
And then I'm gonna move it 1, 2, 3. Can I move 20 feet? Yeah, I'm gonna move the sword over here.
Nice. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Very nice. All right, Jasper, you are up.
Well, I think realizing the spells have not been doing great, she's gonna go, screw it. She's gonna step out and just like shoot a crossbow at it.
Very nice. That absolutely hits.
Very nice.
And
for 6 piercing damage.
That's
Thank
pretty
goodness.
good. Let's see which one. I'm trying to keep track of which one that was. Okay, 6 damage. And that piercing, you said?
Yes, it is piercing damage.
Describe to me where you shoot it, because there is now a crossbow bolt sticking out of wherever you've just shot it.
Awesome. She's kind of like frustrated with the whole spell casting. Screw it. Gets the crossbow and it just goes kind of like straight through one eye and just pokes out of the back of the skull.
Very nice. There's a crossbow sticking through this thing's head and it is stuck in there. In fact, the zombie's other eye is now looking towards the crossbow bolt. So the zombie's now going cross-eyed. Like, look at what's just happened to its face.
She's just gonna like jab Timothy and what would be the Riberia and be like, ha, bullseye.
Very nice. Excellent. Do you have any bonus actions?
Mandy?
Mandy.
No, I do not. Yeah.
No? Okay, cool. Very nice. In that case, Timothy, you are up. There's now a floating sword by your face, by the way, just letting you know.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in. Timothy is just gonna do his classic like laugh at a joke that he doesn't fully understand laugh, like and he's just gonna like try and like just finish the job. Now, question: does this floating sword count as an ally?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay, then I consider this part of my pact. It hasn't attacked me. It appears to be going for the zombie. In fact, I saw my ally summon it. I know
Very
for a
nice.
fact that this is my ally.
So I don't want to metagame too hard, but would Tim and Mo and Thee be allies of each other? So
So you would always
No.
all attacks within 5 feet.
No. I worked it out with Nikolai so that would not be the case.
Okay.
The way I imagine it is that each kobold on their own is barely a third of a person, so they can't even be an ally because they're not even a character by themselves.
We did figure this out a while ago. Yeah, anytime those kobolds separate, their stats go down the toilet.
Like maximum is -3. You know what I mean?
Did a Southern Democrat from the mid 19th century write these guys?
Anyway,
Show that zombie who's boss.
Exactly. We got this. Oh, is that a crit fail? Oh no, I'm dumb. I'm dumb.
No.
It was red for it's red for some reason on my end.
That definitely
It's
hits.
red because your player character is red.
Oh, you know what? I do not want to confuse myself. There you go. Thank you.
Oh no,
Good
I failed.
point. I was also like, oh, if you have a +4, but yeah, good point.
Oh, and I should have done at advantage because the sword is my ally.
Yeah, go ahead and roll again then. 13, very nice. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, and max damage. Let's go.
Holy fuck.
Okay, may I describe a little thing?
Yeah, I was about to say this
Go
thing
for
is absolutely dead, but you need to, in order for it to be dead, you need to describe the most amazing way that you have just rolled the most amazing roll you could have possibly done with these dice. Tell me exactly what you just did.
So first, there's Timothy on the top, and he's the main one swinging the dagger around, and he feels a good momentum. So he's doing like a flurry, a spin. Every motion that he's doing is cutting this, and secretly Mo from the inside, who's ready with the next dagger to hand to Tim, is also poking out and like just getting that little bit of extra damage in, and like where no one can see it, but he's like. And then the zombie just falls apart, like just guts and chunks, just.
Amazing.
I assume it's dead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's so dead. It's incredibly dead. Yeah, that one's dead as shit. Very nice.
You just hear like a buzzsaw noise.
Very nice. Yeah, this one has been cut to ribbons. All right, let's see. Do you have any bonus actions?
I will take the bonus action to step back and hide next to Jasper, panting. But like you hear like another pant, like.
No, there's three separate pantings happening right now.
There's one panting and then two pantings that are trying to not be heard while panting.
Very nice.
She just looks at him wide and she's like, well, remind me not to mess with that guy.
Very nice. Alessandra, you are up.
Alrighty. Well, only one thing to do, so let's attack with my short sword.
Very nice.
That is a 17 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
All right. Do you have sneak attack here? So that's a
good amount of damage.
Total 13 damage.
And I'm sorry, was that a slashing or bludgeoning?
It's a piercing.
Piercing. Good enough for me. Okay, cool. That's a lot of damage. Describe to me what you just did.
I'm just gonna thrust right into like his eye socket, try to get into the brain pan there, and then twist around.
Very nice.
We are liking the eye sockets.
The eye sockets are a popular theme today. We like to see it. Very nice. Let's see who's up next. Next is the zombies. The zombie you just attacked is going to look back at you. And does a 10 hit?
It does not.
Very cool. The zombie is going to look back at you. And does he have all of his limbs? He's going to swipe at you, but he's going to miss. Very nice. Up next is William and Henry. They are both. They have just killed so many zombies in like really cool ways. So William is just going to lean up against this rock in like a badass pose. Henry's going to lean up against this rock, and they're both going to watch you guys finish the rest of this fight. They've done their part. It's your guys' turn. And up next is Apollo.
I'm gonna do Word of Radiance once again.
Very
So
nice.
they need a DC 13 con save.
Cool. Absolutely did not save.
Okay, so cast for. Oh, I cast that twice. 3 damage was the first one.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, very nice.
And then sword.
Go for it. It absolutely hits.
Come on. 6 damage.
Very nice. This and that was a sword attack.
Yeah.
Which limb would you like to cut off?
Let's go for the left leg.
Left leg. All right. Very nice. This. All right. Let me describe this to you. So you've just cut off its leg, but Alexandra is still holding the zombie up through the eye socket with like this. Was it a sword or spear? Anyway,
sword.
The zombie is like hobbling a little bit. What's up?
The Word of Radiance was 6 damage. It wasn't just 3 damage.
Oh, okay, 6 damage.
Yeah.
Cool. then this zombie is not looking great at all. It's missing a leg. It's got a fucking sword or something through its face. It is not doing great at all. It's very close to being dead. Okay, back up to the top. We got Jasper.
Ooh.
Alrighty. Jasper's just gonna like run in, basically screaming at the top of her lungs, like ah! And she is going to, I guess from here is fine. And she's gonna start blasting.
Eldritch Blast. Was that a crit? Oh,
I
no,
think
that
that was a
16.
flat or a modified 20.
A dirty 20. Okay.
Yeah, dirty
cool.
20.
Very nice. Yeah.
It's still pretty good.
Show 'em what you got.
4 force damage.
It is dead. Describe to me what you've just done.
So Jasper just like from her stance, being very like encouraged by what one of her allies basically just did. She was like, ah! And just like a final blast, and it actually works this time. She's like, oh, finally.
Describe to me how you cast the spell.
Basically like with her hands clasped together, she brings it from like above her head and brings both of those hands down, and that blast just goes forward ahead of her.
You have cleaved this zombie in half. You have
Yes.
bisected it. Very nice.
Since it's force, I imagine it just like explode a mini explosion of bones.
Oh yeah.
She's like, oh, finally.
In fact, I'm going to say you've covered yourself, Apollo, and Alexandra in some zombie guts.
And she just starts like, great.
That's terrifying. Very nicely done. With that, you guys look around, and it appears that all the danger is now in a pile of fucking limbs everywhere, and all the zombies are dead. You guys are victorious.
Does the zombie on the sword slowly start sliding towards Alessandra's hilt?
It does. It absolutely does. Y'all are covered in guts. It's not great. You might actually want to find like a river real quick to clean up before you go to your fancy dinner.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely letting the tip
Very
drop on
nice.
that sword so that it's not taking away to that thing.
Very nicely done. Do you guys want to? I guess we'll continue along our journey towards the castle.
Jasper just like wipes their hands and is like, you're welcome.
I'm gonna make sure that I get my knife back.
So your knife is stuck in a zombie's head somewhere, and the only way you can find it is by listening to like the growling. Or I guess the growling has stopped because the zombie's dead. But yeah, you kind of knew which direction it went. So you go to a nearby bush and find it.
So-
Very nice.
Constant screaming that comes closer, like.
I start burning away the zombie guts on my equipment with produce flame.
Very nice.
Timothy goes to collect his knife from the first like epic kill that he got, and then he looks over at the zombie that was bisected in the torso and the head as they sort of are laid there in pieces, and he's like, "There's a metaphor in there somewhere."
Excellent. You guys clean yourselves up, make yourself presentable as well. There's like a tiny little stream nearby. Maybe wash yourself up a bit if you want. And yeah, you guys are free to continue along the path to Strahd's castle, Castle Ravenloft.
How long are we along this journey towards the castle?
To the castle, you're almost there. You'll be there in about maybe 10-15 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Just because Mage Armor has an 8-hour thing, so I wanted to know.
Oh,
just make sure.
very nice. Yeah, no, you guys are very close. The village is literally so the castle sits up on a cliff, and then right below the cliff is the village, and then it's just like a kind of a steep road up. So yeah, very very close. Cool.
Great.
All right, so then you guys make your way to the castle, and you come across, and let me swap scenes. We come across the castle gate. And when you arrive, you are basically looking at this giant chasm, and there's just this drawbridge. This image is very exasperated. Bridge isn't that big, but anyways, there's a drawbridge. The drawbridge is actually pulled up, and you just kind of approach the edge of where the drawbridge would come down to. As you approach, you are greeted once again by your old pal, Mr. Come in, say a few words, leave real quick. The man Aragal himself. And he is just like he's standing next to where the drawbridge would come down to, and he is waiting for you guys. You guys approach him.
Did Brian come back?
Oh, did
Yeah.
Brian come back?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
just making sure.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, you guys come and approach the drawbridge, and Aragal is waiting for you guys.
Jasper's gonna be like, "Hello, Edgar."
Aragal's gonna just look at you for a second. It's Aragal.
Yes, well, zombies and a raised drawbridge don't exactly put one in a good mood. So
Zombies, whatever happened?
Your roads are not safe.
That's fair. That's
put
fair.
it mildly.
That's fair. Barovia is a dangerous land. It's to be expected that you'll encounter some dangers along the way.
Well, I hope Lord Strahd is as understanding as you are as to the state of his kingdom.
At the mention of like Lord Strahd being like understanding, Aragal kind of chuckles a little to himself. Like that's a good one. Anyways, let's see. Aragal, he says, "All right, welcome. I'm sorry you guys had troubles along the way. I hope nobody is injured. But yeah, you are welcome to come in." And with that, Aragal turns towards the castle, raises a hand, and you see that the drawbridge starts to come down. And yeah, so
How
the drawbridge is now
loud
down.
would you say this drawbridge is coming down?
You can hear like chains clattering as they're like going through like stone like holes as like the drawbridge is falling down. It's loud
Okay.
enough that you can hear it.
Mo and Thea are going to try and take a few bites silently under the noise of the from their giant meat stick.
Give me a stealth roll with advantage.
18.
Very nice. Yeah, you absolutely are able to do whatever you're trying to do. Like,
Oh yeah, there's some munchin, there's some slurping. This is a good meat stick from the tavern.
very nice. Yeah, nobody notices. This is you're in the back of the group. Everyone's looking at the drawbridge, and Aragal like kind of sees some movement under the trench coat, but he doesn't really question it. Very nice. Okay.
Jasper's just gonna turn and be like, "So Everett, how long you been working here?"
This is to Aragal.
Yeah.
Once again, Aragal is confused because you aren't addressing him by his name, and he looks at you and says, "Are you speaking to me?"
Yeah, you with the pointy thing. Yeah.
The sword?
No, your face on your face.
Oh
My ears?
God.
Are you referring to my ears?
Oh, I was more so pointing to your facial hair, but that is close enough. You are very sharp all around.
And Aragal is gonna kind of like do that thing with his hand where he like strokes his beard a little, and he's gonna be like, "Pointy thing." He's a little offended, honestly. He's a little offended, and he's completely forgotten what you've asked him, and he's gonna say, "I'm sorry, what did you say?"
Oh, I was just wondering how long you've been under the employment of Mr. Strahd here.
At the word employment, he kind of chuckles again. I have been serving Lord Strahd for as long as Lord Strahd has been in power.
And in what capacity do you serve Lord Strahd?
Why, as his steward and errand boy from time to time.
Steward and errand boy.
Messenger. I kind of do whatever he needs of me, which is a lot.
So, Emerson, does that mean you're serving us tonight as well?
Once again, he looks at you and he says, "The only person I serve is Lord Strahd. However, as you are the ones he has invited tonight, I will be helping you throughout the evening." And this is all happening as you're walking across this comically large bridge.
And how long again did you say you've been serving him?
Oh, an eternity.
Oh no.
I'm gonna insight check that.
Go for it. What are you trying to learn?
Like, is he joking? Like, is he telling the truth? Like, what's going on here?
He is not joking. He means every word that he's said. He has been serving Lord Strahd for an eternity.
Okay.
Timothy would like to lean over to Alessandra and say, "Eternity is a normal amount of time for a normal person, right?"
Oh, I hope not.
Amazing.
Um,
Okay, so the group continues. They eventually cross this enormous bridge. Once inside the castle, the interior is extremely dark. It is lit only by wall scones. So yeah, just like torches on the wall, basically. The passages, the corridors you walk through are very long. The ceiling is also incredibly high up. In fact, if you look up, it is just pure darkness. You cannot even see the ceiling. It is incredibly high up and incredibly dark. Why don't everyone give me a perception check? Let's see.
It's
So
a
that was
solid 6.
6, 7. Was that a nat 20?
it is.
Holy fuck. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's see. So from above you, Alessandra is the only one to notice like a soft whispering almost coming from really high above you. You're not really sure what this sound is, but it sounds like a clicking sound almost, like just like a whispering kind of sound. There's voices above you. You don't really know what it is, but yeah, you do notice that, and you're the only one to notice that.
Okay. Too dark to actually see what's up there, right?
Way too dark to actually see anything. Yeah, do you want to share that with anyone, or do you just kind of keep that to yourself?
I'm gonna look up
Yeah, you don't see anything up there.
but yeah, it's if there's nothing to see and I don't see anybody else reacting
Yeah.
to it, I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep it close.
Very nice. Not even with a nat 20 are you going to see anything up there.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, so as you make your way through this corridor, it's very dark. You're all conversing a bit. You're kind of talking to Aragol. You're mispronouncing his name. He's a little upset about this. You eventually reach a giant set of doors, and Aragol says, "We have arrived at Lord Strahd's Great Hall. Inside, you will find the dining table where you will be partaking in tonight's event. Please be on your best manners, as Lord Strahd is in fact a lord. And yes, please enjoy your meal." Aragol will kind of gesture towards the door, and it'll open on its own. And inside, through the door, you see a massive. It's a massive room. And let me just move us there real quick. You see a massive room with a single stone table in the middle. On the
Right,
far
your mic's
end of
doing the muted thing again.
Sorry.
no
okay.
worries. Yeah, so in this room, there's a stone table. On the far end of the room, there is a staircase, and on the far wall, there's this giant circular window with where you would normally see a stained glass window. In this case, there's actually just a hole in the wall. I know the image has a stained glass window. Ignore it. There is a hole in this wall, and it's just a giant hole where a normal stained glass window would go. There's a staircase. It's basically the image you see before you, and then there's just a long stone table in front of that. Aragol points towards the table, and he says, "Please go." What? Please have a seat. I don't know how you did that or who did that, but that's great. Through the hole in the wall, moonlight is incredibly bright. You can see the moon outside. It is the entire hall is lit by only moonlight. There are no lit candles in this hall. However, there are candles all over the walls and wherever you see them in the image as well. Yep, there's the moon. That's great. So yeah, Aragol instructs you all to go have a seat at the table. The table, on it there are seats around the edge. It's like a long rectangular table. So the end of it is very clearly Strahd's seat. It's this very elaborate, luxurious throne. That's very much not any of your seat, but there are chairs around the rest of the table, and Aragol instructs you to go grab a seat. How do you all react? I guess, Do you all just go grab a seat? No questions asked.
Jasper will just jump into her seat and be like, "All right, Amelia, do we have any of those like complimentary little breads to get us started?"
Aragol says to you, he's followed you in and he's just standing next to the table. He says, the food will arrive once our Lord has presented himself.
Huh, all right. And she takes off her leather gloves, puts them right on the table. From one of her pockets, she has this like brown sticky resin that she's just like rubbing on her arms a little bit. She just turns to the group and she's like, "It'll prevent infection from the zombie guts we touched." And she's just doing this right on the table.
Amazing. Does anyone else have anything to add?
Timothy is going to find a more isolated place to sit, given the size of the room, so that he can orient everyone inside, so that he can still fit the giant meat bone that he's working on in without looking awkward.
Very nice.
So yeah, and he's getting that kind of all shuffled together.
Just to clarify, this is a giant room with a very small table in the middle. Like, it's not small, but it's like compared to the size of the room, you guys are at this like tiny ass little table in the middle of the room, and the rest of the room is just empty space.
Okay, all right, yeah. So he still does that, but he's doing it very slowly.
Very nice. Excellent. What do the rest of you do? William and Henry, they actually grab seats close. So the end of the table is where Strahd will be sitting when he arrives. William will take the one seat closest to Strahd on the left. Henry will take the closest seat to Strahd on the right. But the rest of the seats are open for you guys.
Allie's looking around all of this, like this huge castle and all the grandeur, and it's just like, haven't heard of his lands at all. Have only been through one kind of, I guess not run down, but a village that looks like it's seen better days. So she's gonna ask Aragol, Aragol, how large are Count Strahd's holdings?
Very vast. They cover the entire valley that you've seen, the mountains beyond, and much, much more beyond that. It is a large domain filled with swamps, forests, icy mountains. There are several villages in this domain, one of which you've already seen, but there are others, in fact. It is a large domain. There's much for you to see and do here.
Yes, it looks like he's made out rather well for himself. Mining? She'll ask.
Let's see. Aragol mining. Aragol will say that Lord Strahd's past is mysterious. There are a few that know of it. You would be better to ask one of the. There's a specific person in the village that you could ask. You can ask around for them if you're curious. But from what I know, Lord Strahd was always a lord. In fact, he used to be a prince's son before that. Anyways, yeah, Lord Strahd used to be a prince a long, long time ago. And he's always ruled. He was a conqueror as well.
Okay. And is there a chair set up on the opposite end of the table from Strahd's chair?
There is not. The chairs are only on the sides.
All right, then I'll take up the chair next to William then.
Sounds good. Let's see. Have you all taken your seats now? Or
Yeah.
are we... Apollo, have you sat down?
Yeah, I'll sit down next to Alessandra.
Very nice. Okay. Once you've all had a seat, Aragol will take a couple steps back from the table, put his hands behind his back in like his standard servant position, like waiting for instructions, and then he will just sit there quietly. And a few moments pass by where nothing is happening. But then, let's see, you start to hear a sound coming from the far end of the room, the side with the window, with the hole in the wall. And the sound actually begins to get louder and louder. It's a clicking sound. You're not really sure what it is. And then through the window, you actually all look up and you see silhouetted against the moonlight is a swarm of bats. And the swarm of bats come through the open window and make their way to the top of the stairs. They just fall straight down to the top of the stairs. And in a cloud of black smoke. The bats turn into this cloud of black smoke, and when the smoke dissipates, there is a man standing at the top of these stairs. It is Lord Strahd himself. You can tell it's him because he is dressed in very royal kind of clothing. His outfit, his cloak, his outfit, his demeanor. You know he's the one in charge around here.
The name tag also gives it away.
The name tag. Let's see. This is the man you see. Let me show you. This is Lord Strahd. He is standing at the top of these stairs. His skin is very pale. He has black eyes. He's wearing lots of jewelry. Very fancy man. He makes his way down the steps towards your group he makes his way down the steps. And as he gets down the steps, he says, let me see 1 second. He walks down the steps and he says to the group in a loud bellowing voice, he welcomes you to his home. He says, welcome to my castle and to my realm, and thank you for responding to my summons. And then he goes and takes a seat at the head of the table. Would anyone like to respond? You're scowling?
Scowling.
Is the clicking noise that we heard prior to the entrance the same as I heard in that the entry hall?
It is actually, yes.
Okay.
That is the sound of swarms of bats.
Okay. Yeah. Alessandra will respond. Well, thank you for hosting us. Of course we would come. We couldn't ignore such an enticing offer. And she'll pull out the envelope.
Very nice. Jasper and Timothy, what is your response to seeing Strahd's entrance?
Tim is getting pokes from his brothers, saying like, "What's happening? What'd you see? What was what's happening?" And he's right now just shocked, like, "Oh fuck! Did I mess this up? Did we mess this up?"
Very nice. And Jasper?
Jasper's just gonna like clap a little and go, wow, that is a very advanced form of thaumaturgy. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use it that way before. I mean, you've got to be a pretty advanced caster for that, but very nice. I like the flair.
Strahd is gonna look towards you, and Strahd is very full of himself sometimes, so he like takes the compliments and he's like, oh, it was it's nothing really. But he's very pleased to hear that you were impressed. He's a very dramatic person. Very nice. So Strahd looks to the group. William and Henry, similar to Apollo, they also kind of have this look of disdain on their face. And they are the ones closest to Strahd, and of course he notices. They don't say anything to him. They just kind of stare at him. They look a bit tense, in fact. And Strahd says, well, now that you're here, let's begin. And as he says the word begin, there are actually doors along the sides of the hall, and all of them at the same exact time fly open, and servants come in with like huge trays of food in their hands, and they all come to the table and they place just very fancy foods, like we're talking like roast hams, turkeys, just very like frivolous meats. Very fancy food. Someone comes along and pours a glass of wine for each of you. And they all, once they finish passing out the food, they kind of stand at attention next to each of you. Near the edge of the room, just waiting for more orders. But they bring in just a huge feast for all of you. And Strahd says, I invited you for a feast, and that is what we will do.
Jasper is fixated. She has never known this level of wealth. Everything looks amazing. She's wowed by everything. She's like waving down the servants to like grab a little bit of everything. Her plate is just like a massive mountain of things that she's going to try to down.
Very nice. Very nice. How does everyone else respond to this giant feast that's been put before you?
Apollo's been at feasts before, so he's being polite, but he's very clearly not happy to be here.
Ooh.
Yeah, Allie is kind of the same. She's been at large feasts and banquets before, so she's trying to put on a face that says she's enjoying it, but at the same time, she's very carefully scoping out all of the dishes as they're laid out, the silverware, all the servants and attendants. making sure she sees everybody's face and everything.
Very nice.
Mo and Thea hear that there's a feast going on, and they're wondering why the fuck Tim isn't saying anything or communicating anything. And they're like, well, if there's food, they may, during the course of the meal, attempt to pull things through the trench coat into the trench coat.
Very nice.
They might. We'll see how this pans out. But
Very
they're
nice.
like they're riled up. They're like, there's food right in fucking front of us. We gotta get it.
Very nice. Strahd looks to the group and says, please dig in. There's more than enough for everybody. We will get to business once. We'll get down to business once everyone is feeling nice and full. I would like to point out that William and Henry have not put anything on their plate. They have not touched the wine that was poured before them. They are just keeping their eyes on Strahd, and you do not know why. They just have their eyes on him the whole time. They're watching for any movement. They are very tense. While you eat, Strahd starts casual conversations with you. He says, I hope the journey here to my realm of Barovia was not too bad. That little village down there, also named Barovia. It's confusing, I know. It's whoever named this. Oh, it was me. What a fool. And he's just making jovial conversation with the group. He says, I hope your journey wasn't too bad. That fog, it gets to be a lot. How was your journey? And he kind of looks to each of you very, very jovially. He's very happy, very smiling man.
Thea occasionally snickers at the at some of his jokes,
Yeah.
like particularly the "Who named that? What a fool!" Oh wait. And Tim is kind of like try and gauge the room, and he sees kind of a lot more like staring and one person feasting.
Very nice. Does Timothy want to try and sneak any food? Strahd seems like a very jovial man. I'm sure he probably wouldn't mind. Would you like to share the feast with your friends?
Timothy is going to wait for a moment for someone else to take the conversation, and then
Sure.
while that person's going, then there's going to be an attempt.
Sounds good. Excellent. Does anyone else have...
Jasper's just got like her mouth full, and she's like, "Well, you've got like a bit of a zombie infestation problem."
Oh,
But,
those
like,
zombies.
Yeah, I imagine like honestly, you got like a few of your servants out there. I think you'll probably be fine.
That's a great idea. I am so sorry you ran into the local zombies. Oh, they get up to all kinds of shenanigans. I am so deeply sorry that they troubled you.
So these zombies are a common occurrence here.
Oh, they're everywhere in these lands. And Strahd's just laughing at this, like this is perfectly normal.
Oh, that sounds like a rather miserable pest to have around.
At the word miserable, Strahd's kind of like, that is kind of miserable, huh? Yeah, Strahd's just like, yeah, this is fine. Let's see. Oh no, Strahd says, be lucky it was the zombies you ran into and nothing else.
Oh.
Yes, we wouldn't want a bunch of corpses flying about us, would we?
Oh no, those are there's lots of fun to be had here in Barovia. You'll never want to leave. And there's
Knowingly have foul beasts roaming your lands.
foul is a harsh word.
How would you describe them?
Let's see. Strahd will say that they're just here to be part of the fun. They're just minding their own business for the most part. Minding the part where they attack from time to time, but that keeps life interesting.
Yes, mine is that part. Well, I do hope we can have some more jovial times before I return to my duchy.
Oh, there will be lots of fun to have, don't you worry. But first, we need to finish this feast. It's not going to finish itself.
Are you rolling stealth checks to see if we...
Shh. If no one addresses it, no one will see that they see it.
I was looking at my notes and didn't even notice.
I do want to point out that I also have a passive perception of 15.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, you're not getting away from us.
Okay.
But where are
Strahd,
you seated though, with in relation to like Apollo and Jasper and myself?
At the end of the table near Jasper, so on the other side of the table from Apollo and Alessandra.
Okay, I'm gonna real sneakily like try to like toss something towards you to get like Mo and Thee's attention.
What do you throw? What do you?
We'll say that like I took just like one of the bones from one of the meat I was eating, just like real sneakily like put it on their table and then just like tossed it at you to get your attention.
When it falls on the floor, Thee picks it up, thinking that it's a scrap. Uh, at which point you see Tim kind of like straight faced, like you see like a little twitch in his middle side where he kicks Mo to kick Thee to like cool it because their cover's gonna get blown.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna take like kind of an overly large piece of the meat, skewer it on my fork, and then just try to real like quietly put it under the table, it kind of pointed towards you as I'm talking to Strahd.
At this point, Thee is like, "Ooh, do I get it? Do I just?" And he like whispers something to Mo, and at which point they agree that yeah, maybe he's expecting a dog to take it. So Thee will separate from the group and scurry quietly over to quickly grab the meat and scurry back.
And as soon as that happens, Allie's gonna then real quickly bring it up to her mouth to make it look like she took a bite, and then go for another piece.
Tim is now very confused. There's a lot of motion going down under, and he starts like side mouthing like into his collar, like, guys, what are you fucking? At which point Thee gets it together and they kind of stick there, but there you can tell that someone's looking at that meat under that table. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That was the point.
Oh, yeah.
While this is all going on, Jasper's just going on. She's like, if you got a zombie problem, might I recommend having some labdanum on hand? Because then if any of your servants get anything, you can stop that infection before it reaches the brain. And she's just going on and on.
To that, Strahd will actually say, "Oh, don't worry about my servants. They can't get illnesses. None of us can here."
Oh, well,
wonderful.
that's very convenient.
Does any of you acknowledge the fact that neither William or Henry have taken any food? We've been this conversation has been going on for maybe like 20 minutes now, and they've just been sitting there staring at Strahd this whole time.
Nope.
I'm gonna ask William if he wants dessert already.
Nice.
William's gonna like while still looking at Strahd, William's gonna kind of whisper towards you like dessert couldn't come fast enough. Yeah.
Tim is going to try and like chime in to like try and get some information. He's like, so just desserts or?
Strahd's going to hear the word desserts from Timothy and say, "Oh, desserts! Is it time for that already?" And he's going to raise his hand and snap his finger, and all of the servants that were lined up against the wall are going to come towards you guys carrying trays of all kinds of fancy desserts. I'm talking like tiramisus, chocolate cakes, pies of different flavors, and Strahd's going to say, "You can also order anything you like. I'll have them make it in a jiffy."
Tim leans over to Jasper and says, "Is this how much people are supposed to eat?"
And Jasper's like, buddy, I don't care what I'm supposed to be doing because this is what I'm doing today. And she digs in, she like turns to a servant. She's like, have you tried this? Oh my God. And she's just digging right in.
Amazing. So yeah, we've moved on to the dessert phase of this dinner.
Actually, can I try something?
Yeah, go for it.
So Tim is stuck right now because he's stuck between this like he's just going to give us power, right? That's how this works because we answered his call, and like, oh, look at all this cool stuff. But he's also like afraid at the fact that like everyone else has kind of shifted their mood once they saw the whole bat thing go on. So he's going to out loud compliment the ham. And in his description, it's going to be a pretty long-winded one, in the same way that he did when he described like who he was and where he's from. Like he's obviously clearly lying; he's not really saying anything that he believes. But in Thieves' Cant, he's going to ask, "So the bat thing was weird, right?"
And in Thieves' Cant, Strahd is going to respond.
Damn
with,
it!
Strahd is going to respond with, "I'm glad you liked my little show," and he's only going to say that to you.
Amazing.
Timothy is going to freeze. He's going to give a little like smile,
Sweat.
like.
Sweat pouring.
But he's going to respond. He's going to respond to what he said to say that in Thieves' Cant, but it's going to come off as like in Thieves' Cant he's saying ha ha ha, right?
Amazing. Then let's see.
So basically, we have a whole conversation about ham that lasts
Conversation
like
about ham.
2 minutes.
In Dwarvish, Strahd is going to offer some of the ham to Mo and Thee.
And
I don't know.
know
They wouldn't know
Dwarvish.
Dwarvish. That's fine. Strahd is just kind of flexing that he knows a lot of languages at this point. And then I guess Strahd will try like Draconic and say it to them again. And then he'll say, "No, not fluent in those either. Okay, we'll stick to the common tongue."
Tim laughs like, "What even language is that?"
Strahd's just gonna chuckle a bit.
Response to this conversation, like, well, I was more partial to the potatoes myself, but if you say you like the ham that much, I'll give it a shot.
Very nice. Oh, that was great interaction. That was excellent. Let's see. So I guess are you guys wrapping up your meal? What are we at? Does anyone want to try anything?
Real quickly, I'm gonna look at Apollo and be like, just ask him. Zombies got you a little peckish. You haven't barely touched your dinner and haven't even gotten any dessert.
This place is seeping with darkness, and I think I know why. So I'm trying to handle it better than our friends Henry and William over there, because I know how to bide my time, but this whole place makes me uncomfortable.
Yes, I think biding our time is going to be important.
Sorry, quick retcon. I forgot to mention that as Strahd descended the stairs, all the candles in the room lit up blood red. I forgot to mention that.
Oh fuck!
So, I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, the candles all lit up in the hall, and it's all bright red. So you're in like a red room.
When did it happen? When he arrived?
This was when he arrived, and after he changed from bat form to human, or to his normal form. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention that. Anyways, back to the meal. You are in a lit room. It's just all red.
Her mouth full of dessert. She's like, say, usually thaumaturgy only lasts a minute. How are you doing the whole trick thing? Do you put like a powder in your candles? Like,
Strahd's gonna respond with, "I promised you all power, and power you will have." Yeah, that's how he responds. He's implying that everything he's doing is just because of his immense levels of power.
okay, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. We'll get there.
I guess is your meal wrapping up? Does anyone have anything left they want to do or try or say?
Just I'm poking at a cake, taking some bites, but that's
I see. Strahd's gonna look at you and say, "Don't worry, they're not poisoned." If
I'm
I
not
wanted-
worried about. I am eating it, so he's.
That's fair. Okay. Cool. Okay, well, I'm going to say our meal is drawing to a close. Strahd calls the servants in to come clean up the meal. And Strahd looks to the group, puts his hands on the table, and he says, "All right, time to get down to business. The reason you're all here. As I stated, I have promised you all immense power, and you will have it. But first, you need to do a few things in exchange for me." And then, let's see. Strahd says, "There's 3 tasks that I have for you." It's funny how we always do things in threes, huh? There are 3 tasks that I need you to complete, and in exchange for doing this for me, I will give you all the powers that or I will share with you all the powers that I possess. My first task, and feel free to interrupt at any point if you guys have questions. My first task for you, there is a woman in the village that you were in earlier. Her name is Irina Koliana. she lives in the mansion in town. Her father is an abusive man, her adoptive father. I wish to rescue her from her suffering. I simply ask that you bring her to me. I plan to employ her in my service as another servant, and in exchange, she will be well fed and taken care of. That is my first request. Does anyone want to say anything to that?
If you're the lord of this village and you see that this man is being abusive towards his daughter, do you not have the power to simply remove her from this situation yourself?
Strahd will think about that for a moment and respond with, um, uh, "Of course I have this power, but this is your task, not mine."
Huh.
Does anyone else want to respond to that?
Nope.
Okay. Second.
Sorry,
Oh, go ahead.
Jasper does want to chime in. She's like, "Alrighty, but like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about like abjuration power? Are we talking about divination power? Like, what's your specialty here? Like, what are we getting?"
Strahd's just going to look at Jasper and say, "The power to do whatever you wish." I'm talking power in its truest form. And then Strahd's going to just move on to the next thing. The second task I have for you, I have gotten word that a notorious killer has been spotted in Barovia, a man named Rudolf van Richten. He must be captured or killed before he can harm anyone else. Anyone want to respond to that?
Jasper's
I
just
was
going to
taking notes.
continue. Like, but is this Fey power? Like, what's your source here? Like,
Okay, with this, Strahd is going to look at you, and his eyes, which are normally black, are going to burst into like a small red flame, each of them just very bright. And Strahd will just kind of look at you with like a if you just let me finish, like be quiet, let me finish with what I'm doing.
Van
Jasper's
Richten
just going to
was.
cross. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna ask him where Van Richten had been spotted.
Oh, that's a great question. Van Richten, I don't actually know. I don't know right now where he is. He's in hiding. You can go search the local villages and look for more information. That would be the place to start. Just the local villages. Okay. Third and finally, Strahd asks you, he says, "I need you to recover some dangerous artifacts that have been sealed away for the protection of the people. The way you will find these artifacts, you need to visit the fortune teller in the village of Barovia. They will conduct a reading for you to identify the locations of these objects for you. But these objects are very dangerous and need to be contained. So I need you to bring them to me. In exchange for completing these three tasks, I will give you the power you see before you." As Strahd finishes telling the party of this, does anyone have any last thing they wanted to add to that?
If the artifacts are already sealed, why do we need to retrieve them?
Strahd's going to look at Apollo and say they need to be sealed under my protection.
I see.
As Strahd finishes telling the party of these three tasks, the rescue of Irina, the killing of this notorious killer Rudolph, and the recovery of these dangerous artifacts, William and Henry both attempt to stand up at the same time. As they attempt to stand up, they actually are unable to at first. They realize that they're not able to stand up out of their seats. would any of you also like to try and get up with them, or are you all just happy kind of hanging out?
Watching them.
You're just watching? Okay, beautiful.
Jasper's just gonna be like, so is this like an imbued object you're gonna give us? Is it like a pact with someone? Like,
Strahd looks at you and he waves his hands in a way that actually it's a magic spell. You don't you're unable to identify it, but it actually it forces your mouth closed. Strahd, so yeah, William and Henry, they attempt to stand up and they realize that they're unable to move. And they look at each other and they kind of realize that they're both in the same position. And Strahd looks at them and says, going so soon? Where are you going? William and Henry are very big, strong guys, by the way. They actually manage to, through sheer strength, they actually do manage to stand up. And both of them draw their weapons, and they say, Strahd, you are a vampire monster. We have come to slay you and claim the bounty on your head. Do you have any last words? And Strahd looks to them and says, oh, more bounty hunters come to claim my head. This won't take long. He looks to the rest of you and he says, this won't take long. William and Henry are both free of Strahd's attempt to keep them at the table. They, as I said, they've drawn their weapons. William actually attempts to slash at Strahd, but before he has a chance to do so, Strahd stands up and points down at where William is standing. In an instant, William's shadow detaches from where it was and becomes this full-fledged shadow form behind William. It also is holding like a shadowy version of William's sword, and it takes a big slash at William and actually decapitates him and kills him instantly. Henry sees William get decapitated, and he looks to Strahd and says, you killed my brother. And he also tries to make an attempt at Lord Strahd. But Strahd actually looks to him. He laughs at him, and then he looks down and he whispers something under his breath. In this moment, Henry's anger, the anger on his face, turns to a blank expression. And then as Henry looks at Strahd, his expression actually turns to one of joy. And he says, my Lord Strahd, how are you doing today? As he says this, Strahd, the rest of you, you see as Strahd, basically one instance he was at he was standing up at his seat. The next instance he's behind Henry. And he actually reaches, he thrusts his hand forward through Henry's armor and through his chest, and he rips out Henry's heart. And Henry falls down dead. Strahd then goes back, takes his seat, looks to the rest of you and says, so sorry for that great discomfort. People like this are always coming into my hold, claiming I'm some kind of monster, and then making attempts on my life. Anyways, as I was saying, you do these 3 tasks for me, and I will grant you the power you have seen before you. William and Henry are just bleeding out on the floor. They're dead.
I look at their bodies, and under my breath, I just say fools and go back to the table.
Allie's gonna pull a handkerchief out of her outfit, mop up her face, and be like, "Yes, well, even monsters can throw a good banquet."
Strahd is going to look to you with a smile on his face. He's very pleased that this is your response. He's going to say, I'm glad you've enjoyed your banquet. Jasper and Timothy, what is your response to watching Strahd cut these people down in like an instant?
Tim is totally silent, very blank, but he has his big comical smile still on from his disguise. And
Nice.
he's realizing now how much he's going to have to vent to his brothers to explain what the fuck just happened.
Amazing. Jasper, what is your response?
I don't
Jasper.
think Jasper can speak right now.
I see.
So I
Oh,
think
Strahd waves his hand and you're free to speak again.
okay. I think she just goes, well, Interesting. And she like slowly starts wrapping up, like very slowly wraps up one singular dessert to put in her bag. Just slowly wrapping it with a cloth and just pocketing it.
Very nice.
Careful, I think there's more than red velvet in that one.
Oh, very nice. Lord Strahd looks to the group. It seems that you've all responded in a way that, like, oh, you're not about to try and make attempts on him. Lord Strahd is going to say, anyways, I've laid before you the tasks that I have for you. If you have further questions, you can ask Aragal. He can help you out. As far as accommodations, you are welcome to stay in the guest room of my castle, or if you would prefer, if you'd feel more comfortable, you're welcome to stay in the village of Barovia. They can set you up there. As for me, you will be seeing from me. You will be seeing me again very soon. And with that, Strahd actually fades into mist. He was an illusion this entire time.
An illusion that can rip out people's hearts. Got it.
Yes. I am the DM. Go with
it. Let it happen. Just let it happen. Otherwise, you're going to do it to us.
Rule of cool. Let's go. Yes. And Strahd dissipates into mist, and Aragal comes back to the group, and he kind of gestures towards the door, and he says, I can lead you to the guest room if you'd like, or to the front gate, whichever you would prefer.
Apollo would like to go to the front gate.
Ali's gonna go with them because I presume that she was able to give a message to her retainers to have them follow through the woods to catch up with them later.
That's good. Very nice. Yes. And yeah, let's try and keep the party together as well. So if we're gonna go back to town, then we'll go back.
Timothy just looks to Apollo, and if whoever's the first one to be like, yeah, let's go, like he's just gonna get up and follow. Like he is, or at first he's shocked that he can get up in the first place, but.
Very nice. Yeah, the spell is gone. It dissipate. You could feel it dissipate when Strahd disappeared. Yeah, you guys are all free to stand back up now.
Jasper is going to cast Unseen Servant. It creates an invisible, mindless, shapeless force that performs simple tasks at your command until the spell ends. And she's just going to tell it, find the source of power if you can. And she's just going to let it.
How does that work? Could you post the
yes. We'll post, or I'll just probably post here.
Very nice. Let's see, unoccupied space, and I'm sorry. It's what does it do?
It basically can perform simple tasks at your command until the spell ends. So I'm trying to see if it can find the source of Strahd's power, if it's like an object or something that I can take.
I see. Do you? How does that work exactly? Is that just gonna like try and go into like a nearby room or something? Or?
If it gets more than 60 feet away from you, though, it's gonna disappear.
Last
really?
paragraph is gonna kick. He's gonna bite you in the ass.
Okay, yeah.
Did you?
No, never mind then.
No?
I guess yeah.
Okay, cool.
Can't go that far.
Sounds good. Okay, so yeah, you guys follow Aragal to the front door. He leads you through that corridor again, back to the front gate, and he basically leaves you there at the drawbridge, and he says, if you need any assistance with your tasks, you are welcome to come back to the castle and look for me. Additionally, I think the people of the village might be of service to you as well. I wish you the best of luck on your quest.
We don't mention Strahd's name.
Yeah. Yes. And with that,
we're just gonna turn to the servant like, is this whole castle under Strahd's magic? Is this all part of it?
Aragal's gonna look at you and say, my dear, this entire domain is under his control.
All right, great to know. Thank you. Do you have a powder room? Perhaps I could attend before we leave.
Powder room?
Yes.
Yes, we do. It's I can lead you to it. And yeah, he leads you to like a nearby door, I guess.
All right, thank you. She's gonna go inside and cast detect magic, so I can learn the school of magic, if any.
Okay. You are flooded with information from every school of magic.
Interesting. Okay, I will go back into the guest area or guest rooms.
Back to the front door. I think the group is
Front
going to
door.
the town. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Cool. Okay. With that, the party can leave the castle and they can head back on the road back towards the village of Barovia. And let me see if I have a path image we could go on. Yeah, you pass back. You pass back by the corpses you were at. Yeah, what do you guys want to discuss on your way back to the village? Hello.
Um,
Oh,
We're just thinking.
Yeah.
gotcha. No worries.
So Timothy's going to ask. So he is a vampire, right? That wasn't like
Yes, he's a vampire.
gotcha.
he's not the
gotcha.
only one in the castle either.
No.
Right.
Did you see any more?
See, no. Here, yes, very much so. In the entry hall, even.
That's good. I was going to make the entry hall a bit brighter, but I decided that wouldn't be the wisest decision, and I'm glad that paid off.
You were very much correct. Yes.
All right, so why would a caster who knows every school of magic want to give us anything?
I don't think we're going to be getting any power.
It's obvious he wants to amass some for himself, though.
There's no reason that a lord that powerful would give any of his power for these 3 simple tasks.
There's also no reason why he couldn't just send somebody or even go himself in order to rescue that woman, if that was his
And if
goal.
he just struck down 2 men with a thought, why is he sending us to kill some mysterious man who's roaming his lands? He could just teleport behind him and murder him himself.
Yep.
Maybe there's a source.
And her goggles like light up a little bit. She's like,
Maybe there's a source we could tap into ourselves. If
There's
we
a
can
source, I
find
would
out.
sooner destroy the dark vial thing than allow it to fall into anyone else's hands.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, you're still down to help us find the source then, right?
I suppose.
Alrighty, who's down to find the source? Raise your hands.
and she puts her hand way up in the air.
Well, it was what we're all here for in the first place. Might as well do it, otherwise it's a wasted trip.
And we might die.
Huh.
And we might die.
He
Well,
raises
that's
his hand.
technically always a possibility given the number of illnesses and infections that can take out any of us in the snap of a moment.
This
Uh-huh.
brings actually a little bit of comfort to Timothy.
Nihilism is a religion that suits me, actually.
Amazing. You eventually
How
make your
long
way
kobolds
back to the
usually live?
village.
17 days.
You guys make it back to the village.
Okay. I'm going to assume that my retainers are fairly intelligent people, so they will go and hang out at the tavern, which I think we've also established is also the end.
Yes,
Or
it
the
is.
inn.
It's an inn
Okay.
downstairs tavern. Sorry, inn. Yeah, there's bedrooms upstairs, tavern downstairs. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna head towards the tavern then.
Sounds good. You guys make your way to the tavern.
Anyone for a nightcap?
A nightcap.
I look around at the decor and I'll be like, no.
Amazing. So you guys managed to get back to the tavern. And yeah, waiting for you guys is Diavola, I believe was her name.
Yes.
Yes. Diavola
Uh,
is waiting for you. And she, as you guys enter the tavern, she says, "Oh, welcome back. Weren't there more of you?"
Yes, there were.
And-
Timothy actually did not enter. He's going to go to an
Okay.
alley, and we'll
Sounds
discuss that
good.
later.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yes. Unfortunately, a couple of our companions were divested of all need for taverns.
Divested of all need for taverns, you say? Well, I don't know what that means, but I hope they're doing all right. It's dangerous out there.
Well, hope no longer.
Hope
I'm
no
gonna look
longer.
around and see if I see my retainers sitting anywhere as well.
Yes, your 3 retainers are sitting in the back corner at a table. Standing, I guess. There's a few other tavern goers nearby, but yeah, they're off in the back, kind of just chatting it up. One of them's got their feet up on the table. They see you, and yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try to signal them, like using our kind of like a. I guess they wouldn't know thieves' camp, but since we're spies and that sort of thing, we have like a set of signals, and I kind of signal to them to
Absolutely, they come
not
up and join you.
to not approach me right
Oh,
away.
to not approach you. Gotcha. My bad.
They would come over surreptitiously later.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay. Did anyone or who else came to the tavern?
Apollo did.
Apollo did. Is there any...
Jasper's here.
Okay. Would either of you like to do anything at the tavern? Maybe go ask for the room.
Yeah,
Get
I'm
a room.
gonna go up and get a room.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah. You go speak to to Diavolo. She gives you a room.
Jasper will also get a room, and she's like, "Oh boy,
Very nice.
I'm real tired. I could sleep like a rock."
Excellent. And let's jump over to Timothy. What are you doing in an alley?
So in a stressed, sweaty heave, once out of sight of everything and anyone possible, he throws off his hat, he throws off his coat, and Tim leaps off and just sort of like grovels at the ground, like, "Oh my God, we've gone too far. This can't be the right path, guys." And Mo and Thea are going to be constantly trying to remind him, like, there's no other way to guarantee that we can truly blend in society with all of our half measures, all of our small attempts to disguise ourselves. We just need to have the power to be one human being, and then we don't have to worry forever. So there's a lot of like that into, all right, so tell us what happened. And then Tim is going to try and describe to Mo and Thea, what he saw, what's actually going on, and but Tim is very afraid.
I see. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Do you want to join back up with the group after this? After you've had.
It's going to be a little, he's going to be out for like a while. Like
Okay.
there's a lot to vent about.
Sounds good. And you're in an alley, right?
Yeah.
As you're in this alley, there are people from the village. These like gloomy-looking, sad-looking people. They're gonna occasionally pass by the entrance to the alley, and occasionally they might look at you, but not think much of it.
In all of those moments, there's an immediate like stack up into one person with the coat on, with the hat on, like.
Amazing.
So anyway,
very nice. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us in that alley?
No,
Okay.
that's
very nice. Let's okay, so then Jasper and Apollo have gone back to just relax in the room for a bit. Is that okay? Jasper, is that the same for you?
Yeah, she pretty much just goes immediately to sleep.
Okay, cool.
No.
Yeah, it is super late at night as well. So like, yeah, it's really dark out. The only light is from the moon. Cool. Let's go to Alessandra and your spies. The rest of your friends have left. You are just alone with them.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for a room.
Okay.
First off, and then after I get the room key, I am going to basically I'm gonna ask for a room for two, and then I'm gonna get the key, flash it over towards my attendants, and one of them is female, and I'm gonna make it look like I'm making a pass at her, and then
Okay.
we're gonna go up to the room, hang out there for a bit, and then the other two are gonna go join us.
Very nice. Diavolo sees you like bringing, or no, sorry, yeah. You go up to your room with one of your spy people.
Okay, and so once we're all there, I'll explain the situation, and I'll tell them. Um, so Marcos, the older one, I'm gonna tell him to try to get back to the crossroads, and then get a message back to the duchy to look into a Rudolph van Richten, and see what we can dig up from him
You want to send
over
them
there,
back to your homeland?
if possible. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds great.
And then the younger or young man, will I'll ask him to start asking around about Irina tomorrow.
And then, sorry, the second spy you sent to go look out about Irina.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm just
And
taking notes
then
so I make sure I remember this.
right. And then the third one will actually just be kind of doing your job of just being an attendant, making sure everything's
Sure.
kind of orderly and whatnot.
Very nice. Excellent. Cool.
Timothy
And
will eventually get a room. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yep.
nice.
very good. I will impress upon them that we must be careful, because whatever is going on, it's got a lot of powerful magic involved, and that we need to be using our codes, and just verifying everything as much as we can, and just being generally cautious.
Cool. With that, do you all just like go to sleep for the night? Um,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
or did you guys want to regroup and like discuss things?
I
Mandy, you
think
want to go
we've
first?
probably been walking like a really long time. So Jasper just like sets up her little room her way. She puts like a little salt line at the door, does her little like I guess superstitious round for things, puts up certain things as offerings for Faye just in case. She kind of has her superstitious routine before bed and she just kind of snoozes.
So do you all go into bed for the night?
Mhm.
Timothy will slide a thieves' canted written note under Alessandra's door at some point in the night,
Okay.
referencing the same ham conversation, but saying something different. He instead asks, instead he says, that knife throw earlier was pretty sick.
Gotcha. I do want to make one amendment.
Yeah, go ahead.
Marcos, the older guy, that I'm sending back to find out more about Van Richten. I'm sending him back to find out more about Van Richten and Barovia, if he can.
Sounds good. Excellent. Okay. With that, you all go to sleep. Let me do a quick roll. Very, very nice. You all slept very long time. It was you had an enormous walk to get here. You had to fight those zombies. You all slept for about 14 hours. It should now be or it's now the middle of the next day. Like it's like noonish or so. We'll say it's noon. And so you all wake up. And you leave your you all wake up. Do you guys go downstairs or what do you do?
I actually need to go on a quick bathroom break.
Oh yeah, go for it. No worries.
BRB.
Yeah, no worries. Do we want to take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a
Sure,
quick break.
sounds good.
Cool. Let's do a quick break.
Mm.
How's everyone doing for time? Are we trying to end soon, or are we happy to keep going for a little bit? I am getting close to the stuff that I have planned, but I'm happy to improvise a little bit if you guys want to go to like the shops. I can do a little bit of like I have a little bit more planned if you want to keep going for a little bit, or we could call it in like soon. Up to you guys. I'm happy to keep going if you guys want to.
I'm getting a little bit tired, but I don't mind either
Okay.
way.
If you are getting close to what you have planned out, it may not be like a bad thing to save this for next time. This seems like a pretty good stopping point.
Cool.
For the
I've
intro.
got a really good stopping point. Let's go for like maybe 20 more minutes or so. I've got a pretty good stopping point. I can tell you what your spies found out during the night.
I just need a bathroom break.
Yeah, no worries. Go to the bathroom.
I wasn't going to send him out like during the night. I was telling him to go like the next day.
Cool. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
I'll figure that out.
Okay.
Cool.
I will be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Glad to hear it. All of those of you watching, I hope you're having a good time. This is actually my first time ever DMing. I've been playing a few campaigns with this group for like a little while now, but yeah, it was my turn to DM, and I just had to do the vampire module quest. I actually turned the story a little bit on its head with the plot. I've kind of made up a few of my own plot twists and stuff, so this has been really fun to try out. But I've been having a really good time. I hope everyone's having a good time as well. Oh, we have an exciting thing coming up once everyone gets back, and then we'll try and wrap up soon, I think. View my notes while I wait for everyone to get back. Oh, I hope everyone enjoyed that scene with Strahd killing William and Henry. I literally only made William and Henry to be murdered by Strahd. That was fun. Let's see. Okay, we've got past this part. I'm just reviewing my notes right now. Let's see. Yeah, no, we got through all the notes that I wrote down for this. But yeah, I've got a little bit of things we can do left to do. We can do today. I'm excited for the group to get to Rictus and Mortimer's, the general goods store. I definitely just made Rick and Morty.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, everyone's back. Cool. Welcome back. Mandy, are you ready? Almost. Okay. Ryan and Brian, are you guys still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right on. Okay, cool. Just give Mandy a moment then.
Okay, ready.
Welcome back. All right, so you have all slept for an extremely long time. It is now about noon of the next day. The reason you've all slept so long. It's not just because you've had a really like arduous trip so far. You as you make your way downstairs, or just even just looking out your own window, you actually notice that it's there's no light coming in through the window. Does anyone want to investigate this?
Yeah, Alessandra is gonna pull back the curtain and kind of
Okay.
check to see what's going on.
Hollow is too.
All right. For anyone who opens their windows, they will look outside to a very peculiar sight. It is supposed to be the middle of the day, but it is still night outside. Again, the only light that you can see is from the moon. It's just moonlight. It feels exactly the same as when you arrived the previous day. You are in a land that is perpetually cast in night.
Jasper's first reaction is just to be like, did I measure my candle wrong? And she's looking where she put like the tacks on her candle. And she's like, I'm certain I did this right. This is strange.
Alessandra will notice one extra detail that is different in their room. There will be two notes under your door, like someone snuck some notes under your door, and there are two of them.
Got two.
Yee, would you like to open them?
Oh yes, very much.
All right. They are both from your spies. They went out in the night in attempt, they went out when you sent them in an attempt to gather the information you requested. The first letter you read is from the one that you sent to leave Barovia and gather information on Barovia itself as well as its ruler. And the note just says, there is nothing beyond the fog. I tried leaving Barovia. The fog got incredibly thick, and I got turned around and ended up back at the gate with no walls. I've tried over and over, and every time I try to leave, I end up right back where I started. I don't think we can leave this land. And that's the end of the first letter. The second letter is from the one you sent to seek out Irina, the girl that Strahd requested that you bring to her. And this note, thankfully, is a little bit more of a positive bit of information. This one says that Irina is she is the daughter of the local. I guess they're like the rich folks. They're not nobility, but they are kind of like the richest people in town. They're the people who live in the mansion. They're the burgomaster family. The letter informs you. She is the adopted daughter of the master of the mansion, and they live in town in their mansion. But yeah, she's the adopted daughter. Strahd had told you that she was being abused, and that's why he was trying to have you guys save her. But yeah, she lives in town, and she can be found at the mansion. And that's the two letters.
What about my letter?
Yeah, I was about to. I was about to say. It sounds like I got
you're right.
three
You're
letters
right.
actually.
You got 3 letters. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'll read the other, the one from Timothy and
Yeah.
crack a smile, and write a letter in response back to him.
Amazing.
Basically just saying, it'll. Oh, I had something for this. What was it?
No worries. Take your time.
Crap. Yes. Got it. I'll write back in the same thieves can't, and in the can't I'll just say same to you. was that a spell you cast? And then I'll keep it on me, and when I figure out where his room's at, I'll slip it under that door as well.
Very nice.
And then I'll respond to the spies, basically tell them, good work. Recall the one that was out asking about Irina, and have him support his mother here at the room. And then the other one, I'll tell him to just go to the surrounding villages and try to find out more about Van Richten that way.
Oh yes, yeah. Did you didn't send out one to find Van Richten yet, did you?
The one that I was trying
Oh,
to send out
yes.
was I asked him to look up Van Richten and Barovia,
Okay, gotcha.
outside of the area.
Are they now looking for Van Richten?
Now they'll just be looking for Van
Okay,
Richten.
gotcha.
Yeah, trying to figure out where he's at. Not like engage him or approach him in any way, shape, or
Yeah.
form. Just try to find out more information about him
Excellent.
and where he might be.
Excellent. Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
I've written that down. Perfect. How does everyone react to this endless night? What do they do when they get up?
Apollo's a little
Tim,
shaken.
go ahead.
Apollo's a little shaken because his god is gone.
What do you mean his god is gone?
Apollo's a light worshiper.
Oh yes. If at any point does Apollo try to pray to this god?
Oh no, not
Okay.
in this realm.
Gotcha. Okay. If anyone tries to pray to a god, let me know.
Tim, Mo, and Thea will come to a realization that maybe this is okay, because then they can get away with more disguises and more runaways, and not have to worry so much about it. But then they sort of arrive at the conclusion of, wait, it's not supposed to be fucking night during day ever, so it's never
nice.
okay. Yeah, so they're befuddled, but they find a little bit of light.
Jasper, did you want to throw in anything?
I think she's gonna go down to the front desk where is it Diavola?
Diavola, yes.
Yeah, where Diavola is, and she's gonna be like, "Well, has it been 24 hours or 2? I can't tell."
Diavola is gonna laugh and say, "Oh yeah, the night cycles do get to you eventually. Yeah, it's a little hard to tell time around here. And then she tries to crack a joke. She says, "None of our sundials work, you see."
Okay, so just this like all the time, no
Oh
no
yeah.
breaks.
Oh yeah, no, it's nighttime here all the time. Yeah, why do you think everyone looks so miserable? She's like referring to the townsfolk. Well, she'll say, yeah, that's part of why everyone's so miserable, or looks so miserable.
I didn't think we'd gone that far north, and she's just very confused.
That's fair. Nice. Does the rest of the group come downstairs or?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Mhm.
All right, so you all join up downstairs. You've all kind of like acknowledged that, hey, it's still night and it shouldn't be. What other information do you want to, Alessandra, do you want to share any of the information you've gathered or?
I will. Yeah, I guess I'll steer the conversation towards our tasks and let them know. I've found out that Irina is the daughter of the burgomaster, the mayor here in town, and also we can't leave the area.
Great.
So it looks like whatever is going on, we're stuck here until we resolve the situation.
Before we take action against uh, the Burgomaster Patriarch, I would like to verify Strahd's claims. I don't
Yes.
trust him. I don't want to kill an innocent man, but I will kill an abuser.
Very well.
Nice.
Diavola, do you know anything about the burgomaster and his family? Are there any
Let's.
rumors?
Diavola will answer. Oh yeah, the Burgomasters. They're an ancient. They go all the way back. Yeah, they're the richest folks in town. They've got a mansion down the road. You can go visit it if you'd like. Although I don't know if you'd make it past the front gate. But yeah, they're well known in town. They're the go-to people if you need anything. That Burgomaster man though, he's he's got a temper on him. Or so I've heard.
Hmm.
Tim pipes up with, well, why don't we just ask her to come with us?
I honestly would not know what to do with her. My initial thought was to get her to try and run, but Strahd, if we can't leave the realm, then she can't leave either. Strahd would get to her eventually.
Yep. I think for
Uh,
now.
do-
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead. She just goes to Diavola. She's like, so, Diavola, so do you know how Strahd got his whole magic of all kinds of schools thing?
Oh yeah. He's just incredibly powerful, isn't he? You know, I actually wasn't around back then. I don't know. He's been this powerful as long as I've known him, and I'm not as young as I look, dear.
And when you say you haven't been around, does that imply somebody else was?
Well, if you're looking for information, the shoot, what's it called? The fortune teller might be able to help you out there. She's incredibly old and she knows a lot of the history of this place. And she actually might be able to guide you in the right direction if you're looking for information.
We're also supposed to talk to her about those artifacts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yes.
Sounds like that might be our first task to Strahd, but also to getting to the source of his power, yes?
Are you saying this to Diavola?
Just like to the group.
Okay.
The lead.
Well, we can't follow up on Van Richten at this point. And I think I'd like to know more about the Burgomaster's situation before
Yes.
making moves there as well. Yep, it's as good a lead as any at this point.
At least we're
Perfect.
knocking out 3 birds with 1 coat. I mean, 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
We gonna address that? You guys have been picking up on that? I look towards Alessandra and Mandy, what's your character's name?
Jasper.
Jasper. I look towards Alessandra and Jasper. I'm like, so you guys been picking up on this?
I try not to judge other people's lifestyles.
How does
A literal stage act of 3 kobolds in a trench coat. Oh yes, that one was hard to miss.
How does Timothy respond to that?
So it is upon Apollo pointing this out that everyone can now recognize that the face that he has disguised himself with is slightly different from the one he was wearing yesterday. Just from his imperfections of trying to look like people and just being inconsistent every single time.
And with this, a gust of wind comes through the tavern and knocks off Timothy's hat.
His hat flops onto the table, and a narrow kobold face sits atop it says sticking out of this trench coat. And he just yells, "We've been found out!" He grabs the hat, and immediately they split and disperse and begin running towards the exit.
I use thaumaturgy to slam the door shut.
The door slams shut. The kobold in front, I'm not sure which one it is, but they kind of slam their face into the door.
They do like a Three Stooges, like dunk dunk dunk, like up into the door, like behind
they all
each
crash
other.
into each other as well. That's perfect.
Are we also? Is it just us and Diavola in the tavern right now?
It's you, Diavola, and there's some of these like townspeople who could not care less if you lit the place on fire.
So in this moment of panic, the 3 of them, sans trench coat and hat, are gonna get on each other's shoulders and all hold out knives and point them at everyone. It says, He says,
Cat-
"Nobody move! You're not taking us down. You're not taking us down at all."
I'm gonna
Put it
cast
away, dears.
thaumaturgy again for the second effect and make my voice boom. It's like, get back over here.
It's at this point they freeze, and you can tell that they still got a little bit of that animalistic instinct of survival, and they're looking at you with eyes of like, what the, you don't have your weapons drawn, and they kind of all just look around, and very slowly they put back their weapons, pick up their hat and trench coat, and move a little closer, and
Timothy.
go ahead, sorry.
Timothy, I don't, or whatever you call yourself, I don't care about what you are. But we all seem to have gotten this invitation. We are all here together. I just felt as if we need a modicum of trust in the group.
Not only are we all here together, we're all stuck here together. But
So-
yes, I agree. Also,
Uh,
you really should take that show on the road. You'd make a killing.
Timothy will look at the ground and like kind of pout and he says, "Sorry, this is just the first time we've been welcomed." Mo in the middle will say, "Yeah, it's kobolds aren't exactly the most welcome in society." And Thea will say, "It's real nice and cool of you guys, but could we still wear our trench coat?"
I mean, you are more than welcome to deceive whoever you wish, except this group.
Timothy
Speaking
nods his
of,
head.
yeah,
I will say
I
that
think I've been introducing myself as Duchess Katarina Holt like all the time. I know
Yes.
we've been referring to my character as Allie, but since we're on the subject, Allie is going to come clean. It's like, I am not the Duchess Katarina Holt. I am one of her confidants, loyal knights, spy masters, inquisitors, what have you. And I was sent here to deal with this power by any means necessary, either to secure it for the duchy or to eliminate it if it represents a threat to it.
I believe, as a cleric of light, that this dark power represents a threat to all of creation, and so I believe that the latter should be our approach.
Oh, I tend to be more worried about the fact that it's controlled by apparently an ageless vampire who's been here for at least more than one human lifetime.
Just goes, well, it's so nice to see everyone giving each other votes of trust that way. I'd give you my real name, but I unfortunately do not remember it as I have given it to the Fae. Unfortunately can't participate in the warm greetings.
That
That explains
that
a
is
lot.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
I want to say, upon learning that that nobody hates you for being 3 kobolds in a trench coat, Timothy, you are now inspired and will get advantage on your next 3 rolls.
Let's go.
Yay.
Very nice.
Timothy still, by the way, dons his hat of disguise to maintain his comfort in this room, but he's still kind of
Nice.
looking over his shoulder at all the other kind of lifeless people as threats.
From above you, in like the rafters, you hear laughter, and it's Strahd, like lying down on one of the beams above you, laughing and clapping and saying, "You guys are absolutely adorable, so wholesome. I can't wait to see what you guys get up to in my realm." And then he fades into mist again.
Destroy that man.
Huh.
Do you think vampires would care over much if I stabbed them in the dick?
I certainly wouldn't.
Noted.
Can I try to cast Hold Person when I see Strahd?
Ooh.
Show me what that post the spell in the chat.
Okay. I should have written this in the thing because copy pasting it is awkward.
Let's see. So
Or I can also just post the link. That's probably easier because it looks weird in that format.
no worries. Let's see. So you would be casting this at second level.
At second level, yes.
60 feet. Choose a humanoid that you can see within range. Wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed.
Does that work? Yep, that works.
Thank you. Don't know how you did that, but thanks.
Display spell card on VTT up in the top right.
Oh, I don't have VTT, so I
Oh my
should
god.
do
You can try it.
Okay.
You can try.
I would like to try. So it's a wisdom save from Strahd.
Well, I was gonna say you can try to cast it. Strahd's not here anymore. He's disappeared.
Oh, I was gonna try to cast it while.
While he was here. I'm gonna say this time he disappeared, but you can try that next time.
Okay.
Yeah. Very nice.
She like half says the spell. She's like, yeah. He's gone. All right.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's because you didn't expect it. You were caught by surprise. You didn't have time to cast it before he disappeared. But
especially because I think it has a material component. So
that's fair. Yeah.
I would have been like looking for it in my bag, like, hold on, guys.
Yeah, you definitely didn't didn't have it at the ready. I will say for future, you might want to have that whatever the material is, you might want to have it at the ready at all times.
Cool.
But yeah, no, you didn't get him this time. But you can try next time.
Timothy leans in and asks, "Do you think he knows that I'm 3 kobolds in a trench coat?"
Almost assuredly.
He slams his fists on the table.
Since like, Allie knows Dwarvish, she would have understood him offering the meat to Mo.
Oh, nice, nice.
And so Allie's just gonna be like, yes, he definitely knows.
Very nice.
He's gonna do big sad face on his comical tragedy mask.
Oh no.
It's just see little hands reach up and just tug the corners.
Amazing.
Well, no, it's the hat casts disguise self on the user, so it just basically yeah, but it's over exaggerated.
Let's see. If we want to try wrapping it up soon, I would say if you guys want to go to the Burgomaster just estate just to check it out, you can. Or if you want to do anything like nearby in the village, we can do that, and then we could wrap it up for today. How does that sound?
Sure. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I feel like this kind of moment of knowing that there's a omnipotent villain kind of driving everything along is a pretty good cliffhanger to end on. But I'm happy
That's
to go
fair. Yeah,
we can
do whatever you guys like.
I'm more intent on just doing the fortune teller next time. I think that's where Jasper's mind is at.
The fortune tellers, I technically know how to do it. I don't know how it shouldn't take too long. It depends on how many questions you guys have for them. If you want to ask like a bunch of questions, we might want to save this for next session.
We can just
Jasper has
I think we should just save it.
Cool.
I need to get food pretty soon too.
Yes, no worries. Let's just call it here
it.
then. Let's call it here. So so the group is rejoined in the morning. You've had a very wholesome conversation. Timothy has learned that like he is for the first time just been accepted by people around him. Nobody cares that he's 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
Though I will say I really did want there to be at least one person that was like, "What? No way!" like that just like I didn't expect the rolls just go that way. Just 20, 20, 20.
But for me to roll a nat 20 right away.
Yeah, exactly. It laid out the perfect path for the story so far.
Beautiful.
Ironically goes very well with the character being like, this is a great disguise, and it's like,
failed immediately.
It's just that they don't care. They like accept you for who you are. You know, it's a beautiful message.
Lord Strahd has visited you once more. He has shown you his omnipotence, and yeah, with that, I think we're gonna call today's session. Let's do a quick post-mortem, and just talk about the session if you guys don't mind.
Oh man.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
that was
glad. I
great.
hope you guys had a good time. I tried my best to remember. I rewrote a lot of the story, but I want to say for all of Strahd's abilities, they are abilities he has in the original module. So like him casting like a shadow person to kill William, that's like from the module. Him using like charisma to charm Henry, that was in there too. Like yeah, I don't know. It's kind of crazy how powerful Strahd is. It felt almost like fake at certain points, but it was all from the book.
It was a good intro to don't try and kill this man immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope you had fun with that, guys.
You know what I will say? The combat when you had the 5 zombies in the front, I was like, okay, pretty standard. And then as the fight was finishing, I'm like, all right, Nikolai, you've gotten through your first combat, and then you're like, and 2 more approach from
And 2
behind. I
more
was like,
show
he's
up.
done it. He's pulled me back.
Amazing.
Oh man, I was a bit nervous about the combat because I actually forgot to roll William and Henry's character sheets for the weapons they were using. So I just had like their stats basically. So I had to do that right before we started. But yeah, they were purposefully like really powerful. I was trying to show you that like, hey, you've got these really powerful guys following you around, but then Strahd also just kills them really easily too. And that was kind of me trying to show you like this is really how powerful Strahd is. That's kind of what I was going for.
Very good. Very good.
Oof.
I love all the characters too. I love the like twist of like a character who says he serves the light but is willing to go to such extremities to defend good that he kind of just makes his way back around. I thought that was cool. Almost like a conquistador thing in a way. That was fun.
Right on. Well, I hope you
Cane sword was cool.
Oh yeah, I really like that. That was cool.
Generally, 3 kobolds in a trench coat, great bits.
Oh my god, the number of fucking jokes that came out of that was amazing. Well done. Good character. 10 out of 10 would play with 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
And they haven't even revealed their greatest secret yet. Ooh. That each of those is actually is actually 5 fairies in a kobold costume.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say each was a buzzsaw in a kobold costume after that zombie kill.
I thought you were gonna introduce a 4th kobold.
I don't level up. I just get another brother.
You just get more kobolds. Amazing.
Their sister comes up. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? I keep telling you this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, we have an ability modifier improvement coming up. That might be a pretty good way of saying how I increase my intelligence and my charisma.
Yeah.
Nice.
Slowly you evolve from trying to imitate a human in a trench coat to trying to imitate like a Goliath in a trench coat as you just get more and more kobolds.
Each kobold is like a arm segment or a leg segment. Like like it's just this weird automaton like doing the robot through Times Square. Like it's oh my god.
Kobolds would be the one to make a fantasy Voltron.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, they would.
It's a centaur, but they don't let anyone ride its back.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. Oh man.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
Dude, this would be faster if I could just no.
I love it so much.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. I'll say this, I'm glad I wasn't drinking too much water while jokes were happening. Oh my god.
You're welcome. Yeah, I don't know. I hope I don't end up taking this too far. Alessandra is supposed to be kind of an asshole overall.
Nah, you've been fine.
I will say I struggle with playing bad characters, so if I come up across as a goody two shoes, I'm gonna try and lean into the more I'm gonna kill a whole bunch of people in the name of what I think is good.
Very
But
nice. No, I think you guys. I really enjoyed all your characters. I think you guys all came up with really fun
Yo,
twists on whatever you were doing.
the fucking keeps on pushing the question about what kind of magic is going on.
Oh my
Just
god,
kept
great.
I was.
I
I hope I didn't take that too far as Strahd. I was like, like, stop asking about my magic.
I'm also like teetering a little bit of a line where I'm like, I have a loud character who doesn't take to social cues, but I don't want her to be like
no,
too
you're
annoying.
totally,
So
no, you were
yeah.
totally fine. No, I thought it was
Teetering
really
that
funny.
line.
I thought it was fun to be for Strahd to just be like zips your mouth for like 5 seconds so that he can just go murder some people real quick.
Because I after he did that, I checked my sheet. All of my spells have a vocal component. Yeah, I don't know why
Oh,
I
nice.
was mixing up somatic. So I was like, damn it,
You
like
definitely shouldn't
really
have told me
got
that. You definitely shouldn't have told me that.
Oof.
Very nice.
Also calling
I'm
Aragul.
in danger.
Yeah.
The what ghoul?
Calling Aragul like the
Oh.
wrong name every time.
Aragul.
Perfect.
Just really
okay.
pissed him off.
I was getting confused because I kept mishearing what you were saying. So, and I was just like playing that off as like, oh, Aragul isn't happy. And I'm like, Nikolai is having a hard time understanding the words you're saying.
It was perfect.
No, that
Never
was really
changed.
funny.
Oh,
No,
damn.
that was good. Aragul's an interesting character for sure.
But I was just trying to also
No,
teeter
you were
between
good.
like I don't want her to be loud at 100
No,
like
no,
all the
you-
time, so it's gotta be like
You were totally fine. That was really
punch
those
it in
were fun.
sometimes.
Yeah, no, you
My,
guys all did really good. That was really fun.
My D&D source, the 5e Wikidot, it got hacked by Russia.
I
What?
noticed.
Oh, what?
I'm just gonna paste this in chat so you guys
Oh,
can see
well.
too.
Guess I don't get to.
They said all the data is intact, no data loss has occurred, but they took down the site and it'll be back on Monday.
Wow. Okay, I also use that site a lot. That's
No, me too.
interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
who doesn't?
Huh? Why would the Russians hack D&D?
It's not just it's a wiki site, so there's more than just D&D on
Oh,
there.
gotcha. Interesting.
Yeah, and the Russians are always going to be looking for any backdoor they can.
Very nice. I guess my question for the group, so that I can know which direction to plan the next part, are you guys leaning more towards like, I don't know. I guess it's not. Never mind. I'll figure it out.
It seems like we're headed towards the Oracle, and
Okay.
probably whatever. Probably the Irina after that. I would assume.
I guess I should ask: are you guys leaning more towards like completing the quests that Strahd asked, or are you gonna try and find a way to like oppose him?
Both.
I'm looking for a way to like pretend to, but look for the source of his power somehow.
That's where
Okay.
Apollo's head is at. It's like I know I'm not strong enough to take on Strahd, but I'm gonna
Okay.
do whatever the fuck I can
Okay,
to
cool.
not
Cool.
make sure he doesn't get what he wants out of this.
Yeah, and
That's fair.
Allie's kind of the same way. She's looking for information, trying to understand the situation in its entirety so she can find a way to neutralize the threat.
Timothy's just glad that he has a family again.
Very nice. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aw.
The reason I asked is because I originally planned this with the possibility for this to go one of two directions. I was planning that after the big scene with like the feast, I wanted to see your guys' response to see if you guys would have been just like absolutely shocked, and if I should go towards more of a like, okay, you guys are going to be opposed to Strahd, or if you guys are like, that's fine, let's go for power. So yeah, that helps.
You made us make evil characters, so we're not 100% shocked that he killed people because we've all murdered people.
That's fair. Okay, cool. That helps a lot. Yeah, I'll make sure to plan it in a way that it could still go kind of either way, or like you can try and kind of use deception to do things. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Having dealt with the Fae, Jasper's issue is not the killing so much as it is the vagueness of the contract. Where
That's
she's like, I've
fair.
seen this before.
That's fair.
wait a second. I've been here.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for playing, guys. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too.
That was real
as first time DM, this was fantastic.
I'm so glad to hear it. I was, oh my god, Mandy can attest. I was like sweating bullets before this. I was like, oh, what if they do something weird and I'm not prepared for it? But I think it went fairly smoothly.
There's a couple episodes of Community where they do D&D, and in the second one of the players is just like, I go west. Do I fall off your graph paper there? And the
Yeah.
DM pulls out like this giant tome. He's like, I've got some notes.
I got some notes.
But yeah, I'm glad
Amazing.
that none of the people in this group are the kind that are like will go against the DM just to see what'll happen.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I did have to, or there was quite a bit that I was improvising as well, but I think I did an all right job at that.
If you did, I couldn't tell.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, most of that was improvised. Or not most of it, but yeah, a lot of that was improvised. Right on. Cool. Yeah, oh my god. I'm excited for you guys to do more like or like gain more information about the world because there's some really interesting stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited for that.
We sort of just we breezed past it, but I think Allie and Apollo want to check out the Baron. So
Yeah, the Burgomaster.
it might be a case where we split the party again, where 2 of us go to one thing and 2 of us go to the other, if that's okay with you.
That's fine. I think the reason I try to keep the party together as much as possible is because I feel like if 2 people are doing something and interacting with me, it might be less enjoyable for people who aren't currently participating in the current scene. So I try to keep people together, but we can figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, I always have a blast listening to everybody like
That's
roleplay
fair.
and get
That's
up to
fair. Yeah,
hijinks.
everyone's different. That's for sure. Yeah, we'll
yeah.
figure it out. If you guys want to split up 2 and 2, we can do it. We'll just I guess I'll just say like we can try and keep the party together as much as possible. But yeah, I'll be fine if we split from time to time.
Yeah, Brian, I think you and I should probably message throughout the week because I think we've got a couple of things we can talk about and maybe a few options for the Burgermaster as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I just didn't want to like you to prepare only the fortune teller, and then we get to the next session, and Brian and I are like, let's go, and then we
No
want to go in
worries.
the opposite direction of where you prepared.
I think for next session, I was going to plan out the interaction with the fortune teller because they, for the fortune teller, actually, if you want to all be there, that might be kind of fun because we're going to do like a fortune reading, and that has some fun like game stuff related to it, or it, yeah, it'd be interesting for us to all be there, I guess. I was also planning on, because there's 3 different quests that Strahd is sending you on. There's the rescuing Irina,
Killing Richter.
killing Richten, whatever his name was, and
Rudolph von Richten.
Rudolph von Richten, that's the one, and collecting the items. I was thinking of planning maybe for like the first 2 of those, so like planning how rescuing Irina would go, and then planning finding Van Richten for the next session, as well as doing the fortune telling reading, and then the following session could be collecting all the items because there are more than one. So that's probably the direction I'll go for that.
Just sounds like a good roadmap.
Sweet, awesome. Yeah, thank you again so much for playing. I had a blast, and I was a bit nervous, but I hope that went well.
Hey, thank you for all the planning and all.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I will do more planning sometime this week, and I will let you know when I'm ready for the next session. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you guys
Sounds good.
so much. Yeah, have a good night, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
For those of you watching on YouTube, I hope you had an absolute blast. This was my first time DMing a campaign, and I hope it went well. I had a good time. There was a lot of improvising in there. The combat, I might have fudged a few numbers, but I think it went well. So I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward to the next episode, because I certainly am. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.